he don't like chips? Would he be Danny Dorito?
Oh god, I hit record.
Oh, that's the first thing. That's how you start off a video right there.
You're welcome.
It's just that, and then in a cut to I want to hang myself.
Kill yourself. Can you kill me?
I don't know yet.
Okay, so last time we were together, y'all arrived at Orktown after a ride on a pirate ship, and Sildred was delighted to show you around. You started getting the grand tour, but you ran into a fortune teller who told three of you your fortunes and then got up to leave, but then was consumed by some other force and told you more of a prophecy than a fortune. Um, she left after that, apparently not having any idea of what she said or what it meant. And you guys awkwardly got some pretzels and then went back, to go continue exploring town, not really sure what action to take regarding the prophecy. And that's where we are. I believe we've had like a mini time skip where everyone's eaten their pretzels and done their shit, and you are now back together for the moment. And Sildred is moving on to show y'all the mine.
Yeah.
So, as you guys,
This is gonna rock.
Yeah, you guys have been in Orktown for like 5 or 6 hours now. It's getting into the evening at this point, and it's pretty nice here. Like, aside from the whole you received a prophecy of the end of the world here, it's a nice place. And you guys are relatively comfortable here. It's not too hot, not too cold, or anything like that. It's a mild, pretty mild weather considering it is an island. Um, and your ward Teslin has been pretty quiet the whole time. He seems to be a little bit bitter that you guys forgot him at the pretzel place. Um, and
I'm sorry.
Galeron is drinking.
Wait, how tall
We're not
is
even
Teslin?
sure where he got the fruity cocktail, Sildred, because the bar in town serves cocktails, sure, but nothing that like there's like a mini umbrella in it, and as good of a bartender as the bartender is, she's not really the type to serve those types of drinks. So maybe he brought it from
Maybe,
home.
yeah, maybe he made it. Whatever. It happens. Since it's near evening though, should we instead go and have dinner with everyone? Because that'll be awesome.
Sounds
It's like
good.
5 o'clock.
I don't care.
People are still kind of running around and doing shit. So, to your knowledge, Sildred, people in Orktown tend to have their dinners around like 7 or 8, just because it's a long work day. But if you want to go take the group to eat, sure, that's no problem. I'm just saying you still have like time to visit a couple other places.
We're good.
That's not nice.
I just wanted to make sure, just in case, because they definitely should all eat together, because that would be fun.
Yeah, there's a couple places to eat in town, or you can go home and perhaps your family will treat your new friends to a traditional Orktown feast. Whatever you choose to do is fine. So where is the group going right now? To the mines, or find somewhere to eat?
Oh fuck if I know. I'm just along for the ride.
Well, if dinner's not going to happen soon, then we can go to the mines for sure. It won't be that long, so.
Okay. So, Sildred gestures for all of you to follow as she leads you to the farther end of the island, a little bit further inland. And sort of, if you happen to forget, the terrain of Orktown is primarily kind of like a north, uh, like Scottish Irish island kind of thing, like rocky and green. But there are some tropical parts, but Sildred is leading you more to this rockier, sort of slightly mountainous, almost mountainous. It's not nothing's large enough to justify calling it a mountain, but it is very craggy and tall. Um, and she leads you up this well-worn path, eventually reaching a large quarry of sorts. It is very large. It built in tiers, of course, so there's layers, sort of going down in a cone. And at the bottom, several dozen, maybe 100 even feet down, there is the entrance to a mine, sort of nestled into the back of the quarry. Um, you see several workers sort of go mining away at the stone itself just to get more building materials, and you see some workers moving in and out of the mine with large carts. It's nothing as grand as what you would see in Felborum, but then again, these are orcs. They're not dwarves. They mine as a secondary thing. However, as you guys approach this mine and quarry, you kind of stand at the top of it, not really descending quite yet, and you hear some shouting, not at you, but at someone else. You hear arguing, sort of at the bottom of the quarry, and as you look down, you see these two orcs, these two half orcs, just going at it. Not physically yet, but they are just it's a huge shouting match. You can hear the voices from all the way up where you are. Um, one of them is going, like, "You can't do this. This is my mine. This is Orktown's mine. If you do this, we will all suffer." And the other guy is like, a little, a little bit calmer, but still very clearly angry. He is yelling back, "I have every right to do this. You don't tell me what to do." Blah blah blah. Just like this argument, seemingly over the something about the mine itself.
Are they talking in common?
No, they are. Well,
or is it in orc? I mean, I could
they're
either
shouting
way.
at each other. They're shouting at each other in orc. Um, they're shouting at each other in orc, but the rest of you can clearly tell that this is a very angry conversation.
Okay.
Sildred and
I'm going
Yapa
down there.
understood.
Can I like yell down and be like, "Hey, what's wrong?"
In
In
orc?
orc.
Sure. You go. You kind of shout out in this guttural language. Hey, what's up, my dudes? And they turn up to look at you, and the first one, the one who seems to be defending the mine in some way, looks a little bit embarrassed, and he turns back to the second guy and says, "We will finish this later." The second guy shakes his head and says, "No, we will finish this now." And they continue. They go right back to arguing.
I mean, I'm gonna like call out an orc and be like,
Going down.
"Hey, why don't we're like as we're walking down, like, hey, why don't we figure out what the hell's going on here?"
So you guys come down. You descend into the quarry and come to the bottom level. At this point, some other miners have gathered behind the first orc. The second orc seems to be alone at the moment, and you guys come down. And the first orc turns to you, Sildred, and recognizes you. But you don't recognize this orc, however. He is a bit young, probably was a child when you knew him, and or on the cusp of becoming mature, maybe like 13. Um, but not obviously you were very close to everyone in town, but you couldn't. There's no way you could remember every single thing.
Memories. Memories, man.
Yeah.
Just show up on every cam.
Who is showing up on every cam?
Don't worry about that.
Okay. Um. The first orc goes. He looks between your group and the guy he was arguing with, and back to you guys. And he seems very irritated with this first orc. But the second orc rather. But he he wants to sort of de-escalate the situation. He doesn't want to continue arguing while you guys are here. The second guy has no such reservations and is just shouting at the first guy, even as he turns away from him, try and ignore him for a moment. This is I know the last name. I just have to find the first name. Eh. Okay. This is Gargamel Lihem, one of the main, a member of one of the main mining families, the main mining family in Orktown. Gargamel looks at your group and says, "My sincerest apologies. We're just having a bit of a situation here. I didn't mean. Sorry for this to be what you come back to, Sildred." And Sildred, now you kind of recognize him a little bit. You know he's a Lihem. You know he's probably pretty young when you left. He turns back to the second orc, who Sildred you don't recognize at all. He's older though, so you feel like you should. He's maybe 50, maybe 40 or 50, which would make him more of a respected older member of this group, of this town, rather. He's got kind of not wispy, but actually rather sharply trimmed gray and white hair, and a very, I guess the best word would be aggressively cut beard, like sharp, very carefully trimmed angles to his beard. His face is
a good barber, huh?
Yeah. His face is twisted into like an angry expression as he stops shouting for a moment to look at the rest of you. He huffs and takes a deep breath and calms down slightly. And he looks to Gargamel and says, "We'll continue this later." And he turns around to stomp off. You notice he's wearing quite fancy clothes, or at least as fancy as they get in Orktown. But again, you don't recognize him. He's not one of your relatives. He's not one of the Lihems. He's not one of the Drooks. He's not any of these families. He seems to be an unaffiliated orc.
Interesting.
Gargamel turns back.
Okay.
Well, yeah, everything's fine. Don't worry about it. What are you guys here for? Do you guys want to get some materials? Do you just want to show your friends around?
Yeah, we're being shown around.
Yeah, I was giving them a tour around town. You sure you don't want to talk to us about what happened? We can help. We can maybe help.
Roll a persuasion check. Oh wait, damn it. I always forget that you're not on. Damn. Okay, I'll do it for you. Ooh, okay. It's an 8. He crosses his arms and he goes, actually, you know what? I think you have an advantage here because you are a native of Orktown and he knows you.
Yeah, then can you roll again?
So that's an 18. He runs a hand through his dark black hair and sighs a bit and replies,
Dark black?
Well, there's you know,
so there's a light black.
Thick black hair. And he replies after a moment and says, that fella you just saw, that has been causing me, well, a lot of trouble, let's say. He's not been very kindly since he arrived. That's Duboc. He's not from around here. He says he's from Exosia. He arrived maybe a year ago, and ever since he's just stirring up shit. This everywhere he goes. He bought up a bit of the farmland. Said he was just gonna work it and try to live his life, but all he's been doing, aside from working his field, is getting into arguments with every other person on the island. Just the other day, he he tried to convince your father, actually, Sildred, to relinquish his title as town defender to him.
Why? He can't. He obviously can't fight. What's the point of
Exactly.
giving
I
that
don't
title
know.
to
I
him?
don't know what he thinks he's doing.
Was
But
this guy is he from around here? Like,
no. He arrived a year ago. Says he's from Exosia, but no one's really sure.
oh, well, that would explain.
What right does he even think he has to take that kind of title? I mean, like,
He's from
obviously he doesn't know how to
Exosia.
handle any of it. So
He hasn't proven himself in battle. He hasn't done anything except fuck with people.
Sounds like about half my relatives.
80% of the Exosians.
No, I don't think he's too big of a problem, dear. Don't.
if he's trying to take away the title, then I'm pretty sure he's gonna have to deal with everyone in my family at some point.
Yeah, I mean, he's just being a nuisance at this point. He tried to throw a bunch of gold in my face and privatize the mine, but obviously I'm not going to let him do that.
Why would it even need to be privatized? I mean, we just
Yeah, it belongs to the workers.
I guess he's a capitalist. I really don't know.
But that's capitalism, on me, chan.
Well, if you ever need any help with him, just let us know. We're gonna be in town for I actually don't know how long, but we're gonna be here for a little bit at least.
All right, thanks. You want to head in the mine? It's not too busy right now if you want to take a peek around, but it's a mine. It's not that interesting.
I've never been inside of mine before, so I'd like to take a peek.
Yeah. Well, I'll
All
make
right.
sure they stay out of trouble.
Yeah, I trust you. I trust you.
Kobe, what history do these walls hold?
You walk into
What
the
history
mine.
do these walls hold?
You walk into the mine, and there's a short path and then a curve. And you go around the curve. It's well lit by magical sconces rather than fire, just in case of getting
Yes.
filled up. And you come around the corner, and you actually pass a couple of miners who are carrying what looks like like huge buckets full of rubies and just rubies.
Holy shit.
Um, and they're kind of like laughing and jostling each other as they go by. And just as you finish turning the corner, you open up to this huge cavern. Not Felborum huge, but
Eh.
much larger than you would have expected for an island-based mine run by half orcs. Um, it is built in uh, sort of layers. There's like
Like
parts of the
onions.
stone that have been left around to mine at the walls, and there's various holes in the walls that lead to strip mines. Um, further through the earth, uh, deep down at the bottom, like very like this is a very old mine and a very prosperous one at that. Um, as you kind of look over the edge, you get a bit of vertigo. It's so far down. At the very bottom, you can see kind of this black liquid kind of churning and bubbling at the very bottom. And you kind of like take a sniff of the air, and it smells a little bit foul, but some of you might recognize that as oil. Um, there's just like
Yum.
They found
huge,
oil.
a huge pool of oil at the bottom of this mine, but no one seems to be at the bottom doing anything with it. Like, uh, the oil is not really the priority here. You see, what is the priority many more orcs kind of mining away at moving up with these buckets full of precious gems. Uh, it seems like it's quite the lucrative mining business. It's got a number of different precious gems you can see: rubies, topaz, sapphire, and a few less immediate,
How do we know?
less immediately recognizable gems. Um, and you peek over again, and unfortunately, you hear another commotion. Um, just like a level down, you hear two people arguing, and you look down and you see what looks like two miners having a little bit of a argument, a fight even. They're kind of pushing each other back and forth. Um, and eventually one of them throws a punch and knocks the other one off balance, and they start to tumble backwards off the ledge into the
Oh no.
um, on a trajectory that would indicate that they are about to fall backwards and plummet to the bottom of the mine.
Holy shit, guys.
um, Teslin jumps. Teslin jumps from the ledge that you're on and lands with a thump and an unfortunate sounding crack on the ledge one level down.
Oh
But
no, boy.
Fuck it, guess I'm going.
yeah, even though
Yeah, gotta go.
yeah, let's see all right. Okay, Teslin jumps down and runs over and tries to like grab the guy before he falls. Let's see if he manages to do that. He
Oh
reaches
no.
he
I
reaches
do this
out
dope ass athletics roll.
he reaches out and swipes at the guy's hand, and you can see his fingers like touch the other guy's fingers, but just as he tries to grab on, the guy plummets backwards.
Is there
And
anything? What's so the guy's falling now, right?
yes,
Is there any other more ledges that he could, or is it just straight drop at this point?
he it there's more ledges going down, but like at this point he would just fall, basically.
I mean,
Gotta go try and grab him. Gotta
I
somehow.
mean, we have
Yeah.
we have people with the fly spell, so
no, we don't.
thought we did.
Oh yeah, I got levitate.
Yeah,
I mean,
with levitate
I
and
think so.
featherfall.
At least I do.
I mean, Featherfall would stop him from harming himself.
True.
And slow him down.
Yeah, so whoever has Featherfall, just cast Featherfall on him.
It's day.
Day doesn't have Featherfall.
Does she not?
Not anymore, no.
What do you mean
Not anymore. Yeah.
I had to discuss something with CJ, and Featherfall ended up getting canned for reasons.
Uh huh.
Okay.
Okay.
Ooh.
How
Okay.
about we just hey Tim, can you go get that guy? Let's go.
Day tries to jump off, but like Tim comes out of the sheath and bumps her in the chest. Is like, no, you stay
Fuck.
here.
How
Alright,
far?
alright. Well, I'm jumping off, and I'm gonna try to move this guy into the.
Kobe, how
Tim's
far?
fine.
How far are they falling? Like away from me?
Maybe 25 feet away.
Non-lethal earthen grasp.
Okay. You cast Earthen Grasp, and a large hand of uh, earth bursts out of the stone wall and just manages to scoop up this dude before he falls any further. He only fell maybe 10 feet total. Um, he takes like one damage probably, but he manages not to fall to his death. So I'm pretty sure that's better.
Yeah.
you sort of manipulate the hand and have it put him back up on the ledge. And he looks around, dazed and confused. But the first orc, the one who punched him off, is gone. He ran off. During those few seconds that you guys reacted, he ran away.
Where?
I mean, he ran off down one of the strip mines, down further into the mine somewhere.
Can I roll survival and attempt to track him?
Oh god.
Sure.
17.
You figure that you point out which specific strip mine he went through.
It's down this way.
Are you guys all pursuing?
I mean, we should see if Boy's okay, but we need to get this taken care of. That was almost a murder
Not
attempt.
pursue, boo boo.
At least go to talk to him and see what happened.
Yeah.
See his
Yeah.
side.
Let's. Yeah.
I mean,
Let's
also
talk.
considering he ran off, only guilty people run, so.
I want to talk to the guy who
Innocent
almost
people
died.
can panic.
Yeah, but he also ran after a murder attempt, so.
Still,
I'm just gonna start walking down that way.
All right, you guys start tracking this dude, and it's like a one-way tunnel. So where exactly he thinks he's going is unclear. But you continue through the tunnel, and you pass like these mined out areas of like coal or other gemstones, like they've mined out the veins. But it's basically a straight shot until you reach a very small cavern. You'd hesitate to even call it much bigger than the strip itself. It's just kind of slightly circular, and you come in just in time to see the miner who started the fight stepping through the wall. You see the basically like an arm, a leg, and a bit of his shoulder just disappearing through the stone.
What the fuck? What the fuck?
I can do that too. Illusionary
What?
walls, dick. So I'm gonna walk up to the wall. Can I? I mean, I'm gonna
Poke
toss
your
it.
head through it.
I'm gonna toss a card at it. I have a deck of cards. I'm gonna toss a card at it.
It hits the wall. No, it doesn't hit the wall. It goes straight through it. Sorry.
Yeah, cool. It's an illusion wall.
All right. Well,
Poke it.
Well-
Just
make sure you
poke
don't
it,
explode.
And your finger feels cold on the other side.
something cold on the other side.
I don't. That's spooky.
I mean, I assume I can see through it because I know it's an illusion, right?
No.
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 Odd. All right. We going?
I guess.
Someone want the
like,
man catcher in case we have to detain someone?
Teslin looks at it as you offer it and is like, that seems a little bit brutal.
Pull it out of the bag of holding. Sure.
That seems a little bit brutal.
Effective though. Put it back in the bag.
And that's because it's designed for armored targets.
Yeah, exactly.
Galaron waltzes through the door. Through the
Yeah.
wall.
Going
Oh.
with.
Oh, okay. Bye, Galaron.
Yeah, I'm just gonna keep walking. I'm gonna just walk through the door.
Wait. Okay, so this wall. This wall
Yeah.
here, real quick.
Yeah.
Do I know what spell has casted it? Or if it is a spell.
Oh boy.
Oh my god!
Magic boy.
You weren't planning on this, were you?
I always ruin Kobe's things, don't worry.
Yeah.
This is some version of the spell gate.
Of gate?
Yes.
So this isn't an illusion.
That's
this
way
isn't...
that's way off of what I thought it was.
Yes, this is
So
some version of the spell gate, which, but you know it's not the exact same thing. Because you can feel that it doesn't go where you would assume a gate spell would go. That is to say, an entirely different plane of existence. And it's definitely
that's also a
not.
big boy spell.
Yes, and it's definitely hidden. Like it's hidden away. It's not
That's a big boy spell.
I'm
open.
gonna call all high level spells big boy spells now.
Galaron pokes his head back out and is like, "This shit's great. Get in here," and then goes back in.
All right, guess we're going.
Great.
Going in. Yeah, going in.
You guys all step through, and you are standing in the ethereal plane.
What
course
the
we
fuck?
Oh, you're already planning traveling this. Jesus Christ.
The
Can I
ethereal
can I
plane.
can I
is-
use my hood to change myself, looking into like a ghostly figure?
Sure.
Just for the fuck of it.
The ethereal
yeah.
plane is the plane that runs, I believe, closest, unless you count the Feywild, um, to the material plane. It is
Yeah.
not necessarily a fully realized plane of its own. All terrain and such are kind of like mirrored, misty versions of the real world. Um,
I just
but
kind of look to the party and just ghosts.
yeah, but the ethereal plane does allow for certain creatures and spells transport through. However, it also does occasionally have sort of hidden paths or entrances to other places that are not visible or just don't exist in the material plane. Um, you look down at yourselves and you feel kind of normal. Not you don't feel like you've turned into ghosts, thankfully. But
That'd be
Does
really.
anyone just look over to Yafa and see that he has a ghost face now?
Teslin looks over and is like,
Just look at him. I just give him a thumbs up.
Poor boy.
Teslin has drawn his mace and is just like waiting for an attack from something.
I told you, if you're going to swing, commit.
He just shakes his head. Galaron is like 5 or 6 feet in front of you, and he's looking around because, like I said, sometimes there are hidden passages or entrances to places in the ethereal plane. This is one of them. It is. It appears like a large cavernous tunnel leading forth, with many branches off to the sides, each with little sort of plaques above them. And all of this is sort of rendered in this almost misty version of like material plane material. Um, so the walls don't look exactly like stone. It's like stone that has been made out of mist. Um, and Galaron's looking around, trying to figure something out, and then he looks down at his ring and taps it, and then looks back up and says, "Oh, he went that way," and starts leading the way at this point.
Alright, well that's the best lead we have, I guess.
Do I see any cool ghost shit going on?
Yes.
Cool.
You look around and you see
A lot of weird.
11 pairs of white eyes staring at you. These sort of like you would guess they are maybe the size of a squirrel, if they had a body, but they are just disembodied white orbs that look vaguely like eyes.
I'm gonna change my face to like this ghostly figure and just stare back at them.
They're kind of like peeking at you from different nooks and crannies in this ethereal cavern. Though
Creepy.
only one seems to be focused on you. Yeah,
I'm staring back at that one.
the rest seem to be focused on different members of your party. A couple of them seem unfocused, sort of staring off into the distance instead.
I'll give it the ghost eyes back. Keep walking.
All right. You walk through the ethereal plane, and you can feel the only sensation you really feel in the ethereal plane is cold. It is chilly in here.
Good thing
Not
I got
so-
a coat, right?
Not so cold that you would freeze to death, but maybe like late fall cold, like that breeze that comes through, and you are reminded that you need to go pick up a coat. Uh, and Galaron doesn't lead you to the end of the cavern. He actually goes off through one of these forks in the cavern. Um, and he approaches it, and there's another sort of swirling gate there.
Galaron, how do you know where he went?
He holds up his ring. I've got this ring.
What's that ring?
Okay.
What's it do?
It's it's a ring from my past that I managed to. Well, no, it's not a ring from my past specifically, but I had a ring very much like this when I was younger, and I felt like it would be useful to replicate and or find again. So I found one, and it lets me track people sometimes.
Neat. Neat.
It depends. I can't track anyone I haven't seen.
Just gonna shrug to that and keep on walking, because we keep going.
Just keep
All right.
swimming. Just keep swimming.
You walk through this other gate, and you appear in the real world again, in the material plane. But you're not in the mines anymore. You are standing in the middle of a wide open, grassy, and rocky field. Um, so that you recognize this as somewhere on Orktown Island, but one of the places that people generally don't go, just because it's the more difficult to build on, and obviously you don't want to build on across the whole island. It would ruin the natural beauty of the place. This is just one of those remote parts of the island, those little corners that people generally don't go. Um, and as you look around, you realize you have stepped out of a tree. You've stepped out of the bark of a tree, which seemingly acted as the surface for which the gate was pressed upon.
Going to touch the tree, and in Sylvan, I'm going to say thank you for a safe passage.
No response,
That's fine.
unfortunately. Galaron looks down at his ring again and goes, well, shit. He's not anywhere within a mile of here already.
Jeez.
Probably went through another portal.
He's a fast boy.
We should report this as soon as we can, then. I doubt we're gonna find this guy. I'm gonna do a quick kind of track check, see if there's footsteps,
Look
see if we can
around
find
and
him.
you see a few. Sorry.
Me too.
You see a few parts of the field have been disturbed, but it doesn't really go anywhere clearly. It doesn't create, it doesn't like form a path at all. It just sort of drops off after a few feet.
So you're telling me that's where a portal might be?
Maybe.
Well, tracks in that direction, heading that way, and they kind of just fall off. Might be something. Might be another portal. Don't know if you guys want to start jumping through multiple portals to go find this guy.
I don't know.
Might be best to
Seems
just head
kind of
back.
fish. Yeah.
Head back, report this, get people ready for whatever bullshit, because this isn't normal.
Yeah. Probably we should also let the guy know that there is a low-key like gate to the ethereal plane in the mine. You'd probably know that.
It's more dangerous things, but yeah, probably should. Everybody ready to head back?
Well, I know I am.
Teslin gives a big thumbs up.
Just kind of look at the rest of the party. Just gonna start walking then. Just gonna start walking back then.
Yep.
You guys start walking back. Phil did lead you, I assume so. Back towards town. And it's 6 or 7 o'clock at this point. More time has passed than you thought had passed, but not so much that it's like, oh no, we were in the ethereal plane for 100 years. No, you're just
That's fine.
down there for a little bit longer than you thought you were. As you approach the town, you see, luckily, no commotion. Everyone seems to be heading home and or heading to their night shift jobs, though there aren't a lot of night shift jobs in Orktown. You see a couple people heading to the bars, and are you gonna head? Where are you gonna head to now? Back to the mine to report it, or
What's closer, the mine or Sildad's father?
Sildit's house is closest.
Probably go there first.
Okay.
He seems to know what's going on in town, so. Seems like the most important person that we need to tell about what's going on right now.
Yep.
All right. Jen, is your mic working, or did you go pee, or are you just not sure what to say at this moment?
I'm not sure what to say. I'm. Mm.
Magic. It's weird, right?
Remember, kids, magic shit isn't necessarily good shit.
Reichel should probably know what's going on too, especially since he is the magical person specifically in the town.
Yeah, we'll hit him up next. Just probably
Okay.
good to let the person who kind of runs the shit, let them know what's going on, what we saw.
Well, no one really runs. It's
No.
more everybody talks together as a community. He's just the main defender because my family is the one.
Then there we go. It's still, my point still stands. Going to walk to the house.
Communism is in the air.
Sildad's house is normal, thankfully. Nothing weird has happened in your absence. However, as you walk inside, you hear shouting. You hear some shouting. Familiar voices. Well, obviously, one of those voices is Sildad's father, but the other voice is still familiar. It is the voice of the asshole who was arguing in the mine a little bit earlier.
Oh, I'm
Oh, no.
no
Now,
courtesy.
I'm going over there right now. Right now.
You step inside and you see the well-dressed asshole, whose name
Wait.
was Dubok.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Do I recognize anything about him?
No.
Alright.
Dubok is shouting at your father, Sildid. He is
Yes.
insisting that your father has gotten too old to properly teach you guys, that is your family, how to defend the town correctly. He insists that your
I'm
family.
going over there. No, I'm going over there right now, and I'm telling him he knows nothing. I'm not.
Your family is weak.
This is rude.
Look at you. How can you defend the town like this?
I'm gonna call out Nork. I'm like, hey!
Excuse.
I'm like, you're gonna need to step back here in a second.
He looks at your group and grumbles and he goes, "Ugh."
No, wait, go ahead, wait there though. You're gonna sit right here though.
Meddling kids. And he turns and goes and like crosses his arms as he waits a few feet off to the side.
Does he actually think Yappa's like a kid?
I think he's just disrespecting you in general by calling you children.
Disrespecting.
I want to roll to intimidate him. I want to go up there and be like, you know nothing on how we've trained here. You know nothing on
I'm
what
going.
we do here.
Can I assist Sildid and use like possibly major image to just seem like she's just like radiating just with rage?
Yeah. She is.
Yeah, just even more so.
Yeah, she's just radiating now with
Fire in her eyes.
yeah. You approach Sildad's father, and he seems very irritated, but not. He hasn't lost his cool yet. Surprising, considering he is a barbarian.
I don't want to see this man rage.
And he looks at the rest of you and goes, "Well, where have you been? It's been a while."
Ethereal portal in the mines.
I'm sorry.
There is a portal to the ethereal plane in the mines.
We saw a fight break out. Someone pushed someone. They ended up falling off the side almost into the mine. We saved them, followed the man into part of the strip mine. led to a portal to the ethereal plane, and then outside into a remote part of the island, exiting a tree. We walked back.
That's pretty bad. Sound. I'll have to talk to the Lehems about this. But he scratches the side of his face, kind of in thought. I guess we should. All right. So that's unusual. There's usually not a lot of fights on the island, especially none that would have ended in death. This portal business. I'll have to discuss with the other family, see what we want to do about this. For the moment, it's getting pretty late. Will you all be staying with us, or would you prefer to stay at the inn town?
We could have a sleepover and fun stuff like that if they stay over.
He chuckles a little bit and nods at you,
Unfortunate.
Silded.
I
As
was
you
planning on
Yeah.
that dying, right?
I would love to have a sleepover with you
as
guys.
he's, kind of talking to you guys, the other guy, Dubok, he comes back up. He comes back up to your group, and he goes, "Now, you see, the mine is clearly a dangerous place. There's not enough regulations on it. The Lehems don't
You have
run it right.
no,
Well,
no.
they don't need
Don't
it,
you
so-
dare start trash talking them. You have no idea what they do or how they run it. You have no opinion in this. Don't you?
Sorry,
dare start
I think
talking
I've
about
lived
it.
here for a
No,
year.
I don't
When was the
care.
last time
You
you
didn't
lived
live
here?
Okay, well, listen here. I grew up here. I know exactly how things work here. I know exactly what's going on here. And you don't get to just join in and just say what you want about it, okay? So that means go sit down, go home, and leave us alone for your whatever.
I'm gonna make you make an intimidation check, so I'm gonna roll that for you. Ooh, that's pretty good. All right, let's see what this guy can do for a charisma saving throw. Ooh.
Ooh.
All right, so you rolled a 19.
Still did rolled higher though.
Yeah, because yeah.
Yeah, she rolled a natural 16. He rolled a natural 14.
All
In the
right.
case of a tie.
The two of you face off for a second, just kind of staring at each other, and then he huffs and goes, just kind of
First.
mumbling nonsense. And he turns and stomps out of the home.
I'm going to disappear and I'm going to hide and follow him.
All right, make a stealth check.
Casting Pass Without a Trace as well.
Okay.
36.
Damn.
Let's see if he rolls on that 20 on his perception.
He has to 5% me.
Never mind. Okay.
Yeah, he has to 5% me to see me.
He is stomping off, and you
My
manage to
mask
follow
is
him.
on. I'm changing my face.
You follow him very easily.
Yeah.
We'll get back to where he goes in a second. The rest of you are sort of gathered in the house, and Hilda, your dad, pats you on the shoulder and says, "We might have to have a meeting tomorrow. Your friends are welcome to come, of course, but I don't know." Seems a little bit conflicted as he thinks about it. I'm not sure if you should come or not, because I think there's been a lot of tension lately, and I'm not sure if this group of, not aside from you, Silded, of course, if your group of outsiders would ease the conversation or not.
I understand. At the very least, if anything, they can just sit in and listen because they are part of, they're my friends, so they will probably be around me anyways.
Well, I mean, I could try to woo them with my noble charm? Question mark.
Are you asking that out of character or in character?
Out of character.
No.
Oh man.
Orktown people have no favor or disdain for nobles in general. No feeling.
Alright. Well, I tried. There goes my usefulness.
He looks to the rest of you and says, "Well, let's put that unpleasantness out of the way for the moment. Who's up for some grub?"
Yeah! I raised my hand very enthusiastically.
Now, none of you are allergic to eel, right? As he says that, we're gonna cut back to Yaffa real quick. Yaffa, you are tracking this man, Dubok. He is moving through the town, sort of northward a little bit towards the farms, towards what you assume is his farmhouse. However, before he completely leaves the town, he ducks into he ducks into the tavern, the primary tavern in town. He ducks in there, and I assume you follow. So he takes a seat in the corner, sort of out of the way of everyone else, and waits for someone.
Staying close, listening.
After a little bit, someone approaches, someone you don't recognize, of course. A half orc, and he sits down and looks very nervous, talking to Dubok. And the two of them lean together and start to whisper. Your stealth is high enough, of course, that you get close enough to hear. You hear them talking in orc.
Good thing I can understand Oric, huh?
Uh-huh. And they go, Dubok asks, "So, how is the project coming?" "Well, it's, we hit a snag, boss. We hit a snag. I don't want to hear that. I want to hear when you'll get over it. I don't care what it is." "Well, you might care what it is, boss. That group of people that came in, they're, kind of snooping around, and, I don't know if we'll be able to go through with the plan while they're here." "Of course we can. I don't want to hear your excuses. You will get this done immediately." And the other orc, the one who arrives to meet Dubok, leans back and pinches the bridge of his mouth. "Dubok, this is crazy. I don't you can't seriously think this plan is going to work, right? Like you can't just come in here and start." And Dubok leans over and smacks him in the face. Um, there's actually a pretty loud smacking noise, and some of the other patrons look over, but they don't. No, open hand, palm. Not that.
Come on. If you're gonna do it, you gotta hit him with that pimp hand. That's what he's about
They
to
look
get hit
over,
with.
but little bar fights aren't that uncommon, so they kind of return to their drinks. And Dubok leans back and goes, "No more questions. Now, you will find." That's me coughing, not Dubok.
Damn, he's not already dying. He's not making my job easier.
No, unfortunately.
He's a heavy smoker.
The sweet smell of lung decay.
You will find Bramble Pelt, and you will deliver this to him. And he hands over a small pouch. The second guy sighs, gets up, takes the pouch, and just kind of
Bramble
nods
pelt?
off. And yes, Bramble Pelt. And the second guy takes the pouch and, without another word, leaves the tavern.
I'm gonna follow him.
Okay. Make a second stealth check. You are following a different person.
33.
Oh boy.
Oh jeez.
Man, I low rolled too.
You rolled like almost 6 times better than him. Okay.
Dude, I am a shadow to him. I don't even exist.
Yeah. You. Okay. You follow him out to the edges of town.
when he gets kind of isolated, I want to cast a major image as a humanoid figure, and I want to call him over for a second before he gets
Okay.
in a good like orc town accent here.
He looks around and goes like, huh? What is it?
Hey,
Yeah? What?
saw what happened in the bar there.
Yeah, I got slapped. It happens.
Yeah. Why are you working for that guy?
Were you spying on me?
I heard some things. You hear some things here and there. You know, gets picked up.
At that, he turns and continues walking. Not running,
Hey,
but
hey,
just
hey.
like I'm not listening to you, kind of walking away.
I have a proposition for you.
He glances over his shoulder and goes, "Yeah, I'm sure you do."
Yeah, something that could benefit you. One where you don't get smacked around and you get treated with respect instead of a little bitch.
Make a persuasion check.
4.
Yeah. All
Oh.
right. Let's have him make a quick.
That one. Can he have disadvantage because he got smacked like a bitch?
So he's kind of embarrassed.
What the fuck? All right, that's even worse. It doesn't even matter. A D20 exclamation point.
If only I had advantage. And he had disadvantage. Get
He
fucked.
looks back and he goes, "Yeah, no, I'm good. Bye." And picks up the pace slightly to continue walking
Just do the damn pouch.
the edge of town.
I mean, I'm just gonna follow him.
Okay. You continue walking. He goes quite a ways. Far away from past the farmland, past most of the paths, sort of out to one of the remote parts of the island. And he finally crouches down, sort of near a bush, just a random, what seems like a random bush. Crouches down, takes out the pouch, puts it in the bush, stands back up, and turns back to walk towards town.
Okay. When he's
Look,
out of
Sounds like
sight, I'm going to go snag I'm gonna go snag the bush pouch.
Okay. As you
Gonna check to see if it's like trapped or something, but I assume I would have seen something that he disarmed.
make an investigation check, then.
19.
Okay. As you kind of peek in, you see a furry shape in there, and then as you kind of like peek a little bit closer, you hear the screech of a cat. It's like, "Ah!" And it
Sounds like a
jumps.
pterodactyl.
The screech of a human trying to imitate a cat. No.
Ree!
You hear a cat screech, and then you see the cat run off out of the bush with a pouch tied around its neck.
Did it.
I guess the cat's about to, I guess we're about to put the cat in the bag, huh?
All right,
Cat's out
you're
of the
gonna
bag.
try and grab the cat, huh?
I mean,
Gonna
I'm
put the
just gonna
cat in the
scoop
body
it.
bag?
I'm just gonna scoop it with the bag of holding.
Okay, well, it runs faster than you, so
But this is Yappa we're talking about. Come on.
if it were slower than you, I'd say you could, but it does run 10 feet faster than you. So I'm gonna say, okay, okay.
Oh no.
Your first one misses, your second one hits. Go ahead and roll damage.
Oh no.
Ha! It takes the dagger, but
I have a
You can
dagger in
see-
it. Still
you can see
wounded.
the
I mean,
dagger.
if it's still running, my other dagger is onyx, so it came back to my hand. So now I have another throw if we're just running.
Yeah, I mean, it continues to run. It continues to run across, trying to get past all of the
Okay.
different places. Okay. Go ahead. All right. You throw the dagger and kill.
Okay.
No.
The
Okay.
cat keels over and dies.
No.
Sorry.
A bunch of
Okay.
miles away in Orktown,
Yeah.
SE
Take
SE
the bag.
Field.
Kaden starts crying.
I'm
You
going
killed
to.
my warrior cat.
Yeah, I know. It shouldn't have ran.
Was that cat supposed to show up later?
You crouch down by the cat and go to untie the pouch.
Take my dagger out of it.
Yeah.
Fucking piece of
Uh,
shit.
You untie the pouch and peek inside.
Ray for
there-
returning dagger is already useful.
There is about 15 platinum and a small. Wait, there's 15 platinum, a ring, and a small scroll inside.
Scroll and ring, you say? That's not my forte.
Not like a magic scroll, just like a
Oh.
message that has been.
Well, then what
passed
the
along.
fuck does that bitch say? Let's go.
You unfurl it and look at it, and it is
Something about how happy this man is because he has his pet cat to deliver stuff for him.
My dearest Bramblepelt, I love you so much. I hope nothing bad happens to you. I've got a special dinner waiting for you. No, it's written in a language you can't read.
I really?
Yes.
Huh, okay.
Yeah, it's written in a language you can't read.
Okay.
Maybe Galaron can read it.
Alright, well. Yeah.
Galaron just only knows 4 languages. He just happens to know one that the Alpha doesn't.
I don't know, man. I'd put my money on that boy.
I know 6 languages. It's literally no base language that anyone's so fuck. Alright. Anyway. Okay. I'm gonna head back to the party. If I can.
I mean,
I'm gonna
okay.
keep
Hey guys, what's going on? I just killed a cat.
I won't bring that up, I don't care.
Point of order, Yafa. Of the base languages, you still don't know Halfling, Goblin, Gnomish, or Giant.
Yeah, but those aren't base languages that most people speak, so. I mean, it's like most halflings just speak common. Most goblins, no one gives a shit because they're goblins.
What about Boblin?
And you get to
Again, no one gives a shit because they're goblins.
Oh,
disrespect
jeez.
because of, you get to disrespect gnomes because of your compatriot Toxif.
Yeah, I don't speak gnome. I don't need to speak gnome.
You got
I
toxic.
talk to a gnome nearly every goddamn day. You think I want to know the fucking language? No. Alright. I'm gonna. Part of me wants to. So I'm just gonna give you guys what I'm thinking about. Part of me wants to stay and see who comes for it. And part of me wants to just head back to the party as soon as possible and give you guys this shit.
I mean, we have earrings, so.
Oh, right, yeah. I'm just gonna. Yeah, I can just tell. Am I within 5 miles?
Yes,
I'm
you
gonna
are.
hit him up with the earring and be like, yo, I followed the guy to a secret meeting spot. He said something about a plan. They're working on something. That orc guy, I personally forgot his name, sorry. But the bitch boy, he bitch boy has a plan. He's hiring people. They're trying to set something up. They can't do it. They're trying to. They know we're snooping around. Found a bag hidden in a place. Have the contents. Has a ring. Can't read a note that came along with it. But they said they're looking for someone named Bramblepelt. So
I don't know a bramble pelt. Sounds like a really country bumpkin kind of name.
The cat has a pelt, and it looks quite brambly.
No.
well,
Oh
well,
no.
I might have found my answer to who Bramblepelt was, but unfortunate.
Well, I mean,
No one important. Don't worry.
You're dead to me, sorry.
Hey, you don't know I killed a cat, so
Yeah,
No.
but
no, Galen sensed the death of
I
that
sen-
cat. Burst
I
out.
sensed it.
no, okay.
Galen's just at the house with the rest of us, and she just bursts out into tears, and everyone's just confused.
Fine. I mean, it wanted to run faster than me. If it just didn't run faster than me, we wouldn't have had this problem. I would have kept it nice and safe, and it would have been fine. But nah,
In
it
your
ran
battle.
faster than me. It has 10 minutes of air in there. I just take it out. Take it out every 10 minutes or so. I mean, like every 5 minutes, but whatever. All right.
Do you
Well,
have an idea on who it was?
on
Or
what was?
who was helping the dude?
Did I mean, I stalked him for a while. Can I get a description of him, or
He
I-
is a tallish, rather youngish orc, maybe 20. Light, lighter hair than most orcs. Kind of a light brown. Really ugly face, like uglier than most. Uglier by orc standards. He's got, and one of his biggest defining trait is that he has one huge like bottom tooth. Uh,
Oh, jeez.
you know how orc mouths
did I listen
are.
to him talk enough that I can mimic his voice?
Can you, Demetrius, mimic the voice I gave him? Is that a no? I know. I was just wondering if you, Demetrius, could mimic the voice I gave him.
Big ass orc, and I hate people. I'm a bitch boy, and I got smacked in the
That's
face.
so offensive in so many
All right.
That's racist.
D can't, but Yafa can.
Okay, but the
So
light hair.
I'm gonna
and one-
be like, hey, I don't know. I'm gonna give him that voice. I'm gonna see if they sound like anyone you know, Silded. Of that description and that voice.
Is it? Do
Uh,
I don't know.
Yeah, it sounds like not the voice, like you don't remember specific voices, but it sounds like a member of the Rels. You vaguely remember one of them having that odd tooth and the lighter hair. Knurl. Gnurl. Knurl Rel does have that light hair and weird tooth.
They got some
Alright,
plan
we'll have
going
to
on,
go-
so he's involved with that magic bullshit, I assume. The magic
Yeah,
portal.
we'll have to go talk to Nero.
Alright. Where are y'all at?
At home.
Well, I'm gonna head on
Yeah.
back.
Yeah,
I'm
we're
gonna head
gonna
on back
have dinner.
stealthily though. I'm gonna stealthily head on back, keep an eye out for
Buggers.
I'm gonna keep it out. Since I'm out in like middle of fucking nowhere, I'm gonna keep an eye out for any people that I may see.
Okay.
Out here, kind of possibly trying to stay hidden.
You don't dislike Eel, right?
Yeah.
Dislike a lot of things, but I don't know about eel yet.
Okay, then you're gonna find out at dinner.
Okay.
Back at the Vegan house, the Vegans, that is Silded's father, mother, and a couple of her siblings, are all preparing dinner. The rest of you are guests, so you're not obligated to help cook. You are invited to if you want, like if you're just interested, but if you
I am.
don't want to.
I am.
Yeah, Silded, of course
Why
you're
not?
helping.
Yeah.
Galen, I assume you mentioned that you would not eat meat.
Yeah, that would probably be a good idea.
All right. They ask one of the Silda's father, who uh, uh, thankfully wasn't one of those people who's like, "You don't eat meat." Was like, "Oh yeah, sure. We've got some lovely kale salad. No, we've got food for you. Don't worry about it."
Nice.
My cat's giving me the stare down now.
Your
Good.
cat knows.
I'm sorry,
So,
Mama.
is anyone else kind of either in the kitchen to observe or in the kitchen to help, or the rest of you besides Silda just kind of hanging out?
I'm in the kitchen to watch and see just how they do their foreign cooking thing.
Okay.
Cooking for myself is a very foreign concept.
Toxif, are you just in the dining room reading, or are you in the kitchen observing?
No, dude, I'm a sad boy. I don't have any books. I'm just sitting there.
Oh,
I got a ring for you to magically inspect. Don't worry.
Okay.
Got you something.
You
Uh,
could
Poor
go to
sad
like
boy.
the library or the arcane
Okay.
study because they'll have books that you can borrow and just hold on to for a while.
I wanna get some books while out with the chance.
Galen, are you just hanging out, or are you observing in the kitchen?
No, I'm just gonna hang out.
Okay. Krista? Is
I
your
don't even.
stuff working? Okay. All right. So, Silded and Verilia. Silded, you are cooking away. This is all familiar to you. No, you don't have to be taught anything. Verilia, you're watching with great interest. It seems they are making nothing. All right, they're making something quite hearty and filling, but not like they're not roasting a whole pig tonight. Um, Rather, they seem to be making like literally dozens of meat pies. They've got these containers for the pies, and they are some, like a pastry dough is laid down on the bottom, filled with some minced meat and sauce, and then sealed over. It's pretty typical. What's not typical, at least to you, however, is the eels. Um, Sildred's father, with a practice motion, takes like 3 live eels and chops their heads off in a swift motion. And then he splits down the stomach and pulls out all the guts. It's quite gristly, um, but he actually calls you over, Verilia, and says,
all right.
"You ever had eel before?"
Um, maybe once or twice, but stuff like that doesn't really get served where I'm from.
He taps the inside of the eel with a knife, and he goes, "All right, take a look at this. Look at that flesh. Nice white. It's like a really good white fish. There's nothing wrong with it. Um, and it's real easy to prepare." And he shows you. He shows you how to split the eel down the stomach, pull out the guts, etc. Whether or not you really want to, he's kind of trapped you in the situation where you just kind of have to watch him do it.
I am not, and I'm not gonna say no to that big boy.
Yeah. And then he shows you, "I'm just preparing some for tomorrow. The way we eat it is like this." And then he shows you that he chops up the eel into little meaty pieces, and then he puts it in jelly. He makes jellied eels.
What?
Yeah, he boils the eel meat, and then he suspends it in some jelly and lets it sit overnight in the fridge, or in the ice
Wait,
box.
they have fridges?
Rather, in the ice box.
Okay,
I mean, we have a fridge.
true.
And then he pulls out like a fully prepared uh, set of jellied eels from the night before, and he offers you a piece.
Okay, I'll take one. I'll try it.
You
bite.
eat it, and the texture is a little bit weird, but the taste is actually pretty good. But like mostly, you're just kind of like, gross. It's eel suspended in weird jelly. But after you get over that, it's pretty good.
Yeah, I am a prissy noble.
Yeah, yeah. So, what eventually gets set out for everyone is like each person gets like 3 or 4 medium-sized meat pies, as well as some jellied eels, mashed potatoes, some gravy.
Holy shit, that
Uh,
is a lot of commoner food.
Well, it's good food. It's simple food, but it's good. For
Helps you be
beats-
big and strong.
Yeah.
Beats eating rations for
Aurelia,
man.
they hand you several potato pies, meat pies, but it is sorry, not for Aurelia. My bad. Galen gets potato pies. Several
Nice.
potato pies and a well put together but kind of basic salad. You get the feeling they probably don't eat salad like that often, so it's just like some greens and a tomato.
It's
A
Cool.
just
tomato.
a full tomato just uncut in the center like a cherry on top.
Like, here you go.
That's
And
cool. I'll have had worse.
Yafa, you arrive just in time to see everyone sitting down to eat their meat pie and mashed potatoes. All
It's
that.
fine if there's no extra food for me.
No, there is. There's a table. There's a place set out for you right between
Of
Teslin.
course, there would be extra food.
There's a spot set out for you right between Teslin and Toxif.
My two favorite boys, how they doing?
Teslin seems he's poking kind of apprehensively at the jelly deal. He's like, I don't know about that. I've never had this before.
Just try
Um,
one. Just try one.
I'm just gonna. Is there like a
And you
plate
don't
set
like
for
it.
me, or am I like serving myself here?
No,
Like,
there's a plate set for you. All
Aw.
right. Regardless of whether or not you look like you could eat that much, every person has like 4 pies to themselves.
dude.
I'm just gonna be. I'm
If
just
you
gonna like.
can't eat it all, that's understandable. We won't like get upset.
I'm gonna eat some.
I'm gonna
ready.
just. I'm just gonna let Tesla know that the
Ask off.
jellied eel is actually pretty good, and if I ate it, then he can eat it too.
Teslin hesitantly takes a bite and he seems pleasantly surprised by the taste. It's not bad.
I give him a thumbs up.
Yeah. You guys all sit down to eat and it's pretty
Beats
quiet.
field rations, huh?
Yeah.
Just kind of
Um,
tastes like sadness and
Flour.
yeah.
And you guys eat at whatever pace you do, whether you pick or shovel the food into your mouth.
I just inhale.
Look at Verilia kind of confused that someone so noble is just inhaling food. That's like, okay.
I was hungry.
Aurelia, can you
I mean-
make a
I mean,
Constitution
same
saving
though.
throw?
I am definitely just chowing
Verilia
down.
make a Constitution saving throw.
I
Oh, let's
have proficiency in those throws.
I hope that helps you.
go. May the Lord have mercy on your soul.
Please
Nuffle.
don't.
Lord Nuffle.
This is a low one. Just beat a 10. Okay. You managed not to choke on the eel or the pie.
Disadvantage. 5.
Oh,
Even
Or
though you're
you.
inhaling.
I mean,
Um,
one bite and I was instantly in love.
yeah. I mean, it's very good food. Um,
I abandoned my no. After the dinner, I'm gonna be so embarrassed at how I ate.
as you guys finish up your food and kind of sit back and relax, you have a little bit of time to just kind of talk and socialize with each other. Some large mugs of ale are set out. You did not have ale with your food. You had like other drinks, non-alcoholic drinks, but mugs of ale are set out to kind of drink afterwards as you kind of relax and digest, I guess.
I don't drink.
So, just kind of like cracks his fingers, like stretches a little bit. It's like, as much as I love dinner, we have some problems to discuss.
All right. Sildred's father sits up, downs his ale, and goes,
Come on, man. Let's just chill tonight.
Yeah, there'll be time when we're not worried about the safety of people.
We're always worried about the safety of people. Can't we just
Exactly.
like relax for one single?
I just kind of put my
night?
finger, like one finger up, and just kind of shush Verilia for a second. So,
I cry.
the man that came in and was talking to you earlier, I'm motioning towards Sildred's father, he's up to something. simply enough, I'm 99% sure that he's the one behind the weird portal in the mines. Or at least he's working with people. He's working with people in Orktown. He has at least
talk?
one, and I give him the description of the man that I followed, and I pull out the bag that was left in the bush.
He thinks about it and he goes, "Can I see that ring?"
By all means.
Takes the ring. He turns it over in his hand, and he goes, "This isn't very good. I guess it's not very reassuring. The fact that he had this ring. This is one of the rings of the Drooks, one of the farming families. Um, if I recall correctly, when the Drooks first arrived here, they came from a clan of orcs, which sort of adhered to the old ways. They believed in chiefs and the like, and this was the chief's ring that they had when they arrived. It doesn't mean anything, I guess, anymore, but it's sort of the leader of the Drook family specifically always wore it. I don't know why he would give it to them, or if it was stolen.
Whatever it is, he's plotting something. He said something about plans or another. They're working on something, but they're halted because we're here and we've been snooping around. Whatever it is, they're acting fast, and he is quite aggressive about getting it done as quickly as possible.
Mm-hmm.
They're plotting.
As you guys are discussing this, Day and Martin both kind of lean over and look at the scroll, the message rather, and they both kind of speak up at the same time and go, "That's infernal."
That's why I can't read it. Day, what does this say?
Day takes it and looks at it, and as she's looking at it and reading it over, Martin suggests that they probably used infernal. It's not a very common language, especially not on this island.
Yeah. One of the few things that I don't understand.
Day looks at it and reads it and goes, "I don't know this. I don't understand. It's in like a code. I think it's in a code."
Can she translate it for me so I can like try and decipher this? She can read it, but it's in some code, so like she give me the translation so I can try and decode it. Like, is it?
Sure. She looks at it after a minute and says, "All right, give me." Inferno has a different script than Common or Elvish or any. Or Inferno has an Infernal script, so I'm gonna need a couple minutes to try and translate this properly. Or I guess I could just give you. You could just take a look at it, but I guess it would be really hard for you to do that without knowing the Infernal script. So I'll try to translate it. I guess I'll try.
I can try really, really hard.
We can both try really hard.
Let's see. What would I have to just without knowing the language? Can I decipher this? Let's go.
The hand of God himself would have to come down and touch you.
Nuffle? No, not even close. No idea.
Okay.
Nuffle, please. I tried. Without knowing the language, no, it looks like I'll have no way to decipher this. I still have that bandit. Just random thought. I still have that bandit journal I never read. Huh.
You should read it.
Want a book to read?
Hell yeah.
I pull out from the bag of holding that random bandit journal that I took when we saved Virillia way back when.
Oh boy.
I'm curious as to what it says. I mean, I'd like to read it.
I'm taking this to bed.
You
Gonna
know,
cuddle up with it.
Yeah.
All
you-
right.
Hmm.
Just as we're waiting for Day to translate it, just hey, you want that bandit journal?
All right. So you are you gonna pull out the bandit journal?
Oh yeah, I pulled out the bandit journal and I actually gave it to Toxif.
All right. The bandit journal was way back. What, Aurelia? When you
When
read
Yeah.
it to Aurelia?
when we saved Verilia, it was those bandits that.
and you demanded payment from me.
Shh, we don't talk about that. You're not dead.
You take a look at the bandit journal, and it is written in orc. So
Motherfucker.
you talks if you hand it back to someone who can read orc.
Oh, I can read it.
Immediately disappointed. Back to sad Toxif.
All right. Well, I'm back to sad Toxif. All right. Well, I mean, I'll flip
Oh.
through it. I mean, I'm waiting for translations. So.
It mostly details this bandit leader who you killed
Yeah, he's dead
way
as
back
fuck now.
when, his long and illustrious life. He was maybe 45, which is pretty old for an orc.
Yeah, only make it to
old
like
orc.
70 something.
Yeah, he talks about how
35.
Wasn't even an adult yet. At the end
Talks
of his
about-
life, I wouldn't even be an adult.
he had a tragic backstory actually.
That's fine. He's
Which
dead now.
entailed how
Real tragic.
his family was killed in a different bandit raid, and he gathered up some mercenaries to go and kill those bandits and continued on the warpath, and has just been on that for years.
Yeah.
It talks about how he misses his daughter dearly,
Sucks.
and hopes to see her again one day. Well, at least
Nah.
you did him a favor on that part.
Oh,
It talks about how he has a treasure hidden.
It's all good. You know what? Give me one. It's like doesn't matter what other bad stuff and like chalk that up for one for the good guys. We've reunited a very sad bandit man with his daughter. Good.
It actually talks about how he has a treasure buried beneath the island that is the island in the river that you guys found him and killed him on.
Gotta go back.
You have to go all the way back there just to get his treasure. Yeah, I mean, it leads all the way up to this little girl. She hired us to escort her, but Johnson tells me that he recognizes her, so we'll have to see if he remembers who she is, and then that's the end of it.
Well, guys, there's hidden treasure. Remember Verilia. Remember those?
Yeah.
Remember those mercenaries that you hired to be your bodyguards?
yeah.
Yeah, they had hidden treasure.
God damn it.
Yeah, I wish I would have read this sooner. Kind of busy. Oh well.
Yeah, because we were off saving the province.
Didn't we pull treasure out of the water though? Like, what if that was
Yeah.
the treasure he's talking about?
Maybe.
Does that to the treasure?
No, it says specifically buried.
No, this one says specifically buried in his journal here. We'll go back eventually. I'll go back eventually.
Yeah.
It'll just be you. Everyone else will be dead, and you'll just go.
Like 300 years from now. Let's go.
I bet you would too.
God. All right. Well. Wow.
All right. So, Day eventually goes, all right, I think I have it translated to at least the common alphabet. And she takes a pen and an extra piece of paper and writes out the letters.
My thieves can't this shit. Let's go. Gonna figure this out. Gonna sit down and.
This is a
figure
cipher.
this out.
But you recognize this cipher. You can't remember the name quite right, but you know that it is a cipher, and that it's not one of those that needs a specific key. You just need to know how the cipher works. Roll a history check to see if you remember what specific cipher it is.
Toxif, can you help me? We've had to do a lot of this shit. You think you have a kind of look on this shit?
He wants my history check.
I want that, or I want advantage, or both. I don't know. Toxif is my go-to. He's my main man. So, you know,
I don't
which
know.
times
I
are
don't have
tough.
the voice in the sky has the.
Toxif has
That's
a higher
awesome.
intelligence, so wouldn't it make sense for Toxif to do it and you give him advantage?
Well, yeah, that's what I mean. That's why I was like,
Okay. Oh, here we
He's a
go.
smart boy.
I was just seeing if I could do both. 19. He didn't even need me. That's fine. I helped
This
out.
is a Caesarean shift, which is to say, you add you add a number up to the number 25 to a string. Uh, Basically, you have two alphabets. You have two alphabets, and you line them up so that so like if you have A B C D etc. on the top, and then you have A B C D etc. on the bottom, you shift the bottom one over a certain number, and then it loops back around. So let's say you shift A on the bottom over to D on the top. So A is D, so D is A, uh, E is B, etc. And then for the ones at the end, it overlaps, which would leave C as Z. Um, can you roll? So you know how that works now. I'm gonna give you the option. You can either try to roll really high on one more intelligence check to automatically decode it, or you can try and decode it yourself.
But. Oh God.
Or actually, hold on. Roll a quick low investigation check.
Oh, just an investigation check.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh.
Oh my god!
There's no reason. No. This is like the worst place to get that
I
nat 20. 'Cause
know.
all I'm saying is there's a little 9 written in the corner, which is how many letters it's moved over.
Yeah. You're a
No,
piece
sorry,
of shit.
a 6. A 6, not a 9. My bad, a 6.
You're a piece of shit.
Double nat 20, and the clue was written on the paper.
I hate you. Damn it.
You said a 6?
Okay, well, I need an alphabet.
All right, I'm gonna.
I have it.
If you want to do, all right. If you want to do it, you can take some time to do that, and we'll do some other stuff with the other characters. But now that you know the 6 is there, you can just try to roll intelligence if you want.
You said the shift was 6, correct?
Yeah.
Yes, the shift is over by 6.
Then I have it. Then I have it.
All right. Can you? All right. Let's see if you have it right. Translate the first word.
It says will.
Yeah, you have it right.
Can I?
Okay. I'm gonna
Put it
go
up.
back to being even more
Do you want me
sad.
to just wanted me to read the whole thing for you?
I can fucking read it out. Let's go.
All right, go ahead. I'll give you like a couple minutes to translate it.
Alright.
We got another
Yeah,
smart
yeah,
boy.
Give me like a minute here. I'm gonna mute myself.
As you are doing all that, the rest of you are kind of sitting around, just kind of nervous a little bit. And Galen.
Yep.
Can you roll for me an Arcana check?
Okay.
Oh boy.
You feel a similar-ish sensation to the feeling you felt in Shenfast when you were eating at the Olive Garden.
Oh, I'm not a fan of that. I guess I say, hey, there's something up.
I'm just gonna
Alright.
read this. I'm just reading that out loud. Yafa's just reading.
Please
that.
read it out loud, actually, because there's a couple people that can't.
We'll meet before dawn and eliminate the vegan leader. The Draux are ours. The Rebel Boy is ours too. Lehelm is pressured. Vegan is last issue. That's my
Damn.
Not touch my family.
rough kind of thing here. So, yeah, that's what that says. I'm going to write that down on on the is the back side of the note.
Sure. Yeah.
I'm just gonna write it
You
down.
scribble that down on the back of the note. The vegans look a little bit concerned, but surprisingly not that concerned. As Silded's father kind of stands up and stretches, and he goes, "Well, it looks like I gotta go get rid of what's his name, Dubuck. Gotta go get rid of him.
What does come with you?
No, I'm fine. I'll be back."
Mhm.
He
Have Mom go with you at least.
all right.
We're coming with.
He goes to he goes to his room and comes back carrying a giant glaive. And it is huge. It is like bigger than Silded's axe.
That's the orc dad we all know and love.
The blade of the glaive is actually like the size of Shizuka.
Last time I saw a
Bigger
blade that
than-
big, it was at my execution. Anyway.
Yeah, the blade is like bigger than your tiny thief friend. Almost as big as Toxif, actually.
Ugh.
Yeah, it's like 3 feet in length, 3 feet.
Glad I don't think it
You're
Three
did.
inches in
carrying
length.
that weapon, you always get advantage on intimidation checks.
Honestly,
Um,
it's just a big
and,
boy.
Silded's
That is
mom.
a big boy.
I can do that too.
Silded's mom comes out with 2 large gauntlets just kind of strapped to her fist.
God. Gearing up. Let's go.
And there's spikes on the knuckles of the gauntlets.
Let's go.
Nice.
Now, are they just straight up dying? Is this guy just straight up dying?
Yeah, I mean, are we taking? I pull out the man. Like I start to pull man catcher again. Ah.
Or is it just intimidation?
Or are we just ending him?
Well, we're gonna talk to him about it, and if he tries to run or attack us or lies to us, well, if he tries to lie to us, we'll just grab him. If he tries to do any of this stuff, we'll fight him.
Got him.
Slowly puts away the flaming poisonous greatsword of doom or whatever it was.
Ah.
AKA the magic stick.
Sneaking into the shadows of the man catcher, just.
The flaming, raging, poisoning sword of doom.
Yeah, that.
Of ultimate destruction.
Which he said. I have it written down as intimidation stick, so.
Intimidation stick. Me too. What am I? First
deals
gun. That's what I'm gonna name it.
The flaming, raging, poisoning sword of doom, if it were a real weapon, does an extra 20 melee damage, as well as a certain amount of flaming fire and
Hell yeah.
poison damage. But
Wait,
unfortunately,
Toxif! And before he puts it away, I cast Major Image and make one of my own.
you have 2 flaming, poisoning, raging swords of doom. Okay. Silded's mom and Silded's dad are both like, you guys can come with if you want, but we'll be fine.
I mean, yeah, we're gonna be here just in case, I don't doubt your abilities, trust me, but I do doubt that they're going to fight fair, and that because there's some weird magic going on, they've been plotting, so they've probably got something ready.
We've seen shit go south.
We've seen some shit, so.
We should make sure that everyone else is prepared just in case they decide to attack the house while nobody seems to be protecting it as much.
Yeah, that sounds like a pretty good Gucci idea.
Right, get people out of here. Let's
Yeah.
go ahead, kick some ass and take some names.
We've already done that several
let's
times.
Do that
Again?
again. That's our profession, after all.
I guess. Professional adventurers.
How's
ass
Sloan
kickers.
doing? How's she doing?
She's fine, you guess. She's like a little bit tired. A little bit tired she is, but just kind of like she's picking at some eel that she was given.
Oh, okay.
What a cutie.
Well, I'm gonna let her do her thing.
All right. So as you guys walk across town, it's pretty quiet. Not a lot of people are out at this point. Eventually, you make it to the farms and to a particular farmhouse, and Soda's mom calls out and goes, "Dubok, get out here!" And,
I would like to stealth.
Okay.
I don't have pass that a trace because I've already used it.
And I'm a recast mage armor.
I'll just kind of, I don't know, take out my scepter and make myself look
22.
cool.
22.
All right, that's
22. Pretty bad. only 22 stealth? Gross.
Well, I mean, they still need to roll on that 20 to notice you.
I mean, some people. Oh. It's alright. It's possible for me to get seen, but
all
you have to have some pretty
as
keen
you
eyes.
come out there, eventually, after a couple moments, Dubok comes out, dressed in a lavish nightgown. He goes, "What's the meaning of this? What's going on here?" And Soda's father holds up the paper and is like, "This, like, we read it. We know what you were planning." And he goes, well, I have no idea what that is. I don't know what you're waiting." And Soda's parents both like roll their eyes, like, "Come on, Dubok, come with us. We'll go to the town hall, figure all this out. Doesn't have to get bloody." And Dubok is like, "I can't believe this. I come here and ha!" He throws out both of his hands, and bolts of energy hit both of Sylvan's parents.
I'm immediately coming over and I'm sneak
Can I
attacking
just
him.
immediately
I'm
just
Wait,
say
stabbing
because
him.
that is not okay.
Kobe.
Touch with my
What?
hands like that.
Would you
I'm
say?
Kobe.
going to-
Here, let me make a. What would a reaction be to this?
I guess the only reaction you could take at this point is if you have a spell that
I
is
do.
a reaction. Well,
He
okay,
does.
if you have a spell that's a reaction, you
Yep.
can cast to protect one of them.
No, my friend.
Counter spell, homie.
Okay.
Counter spell.
Sorry, his spell is above 3rd level.
Okay. I can still try to stop it.
Okay.
Make an ability check using your spellcasting
Sure,
modifier.
make your ability check.
What's the spell DC?
I'll tell you if you
Wait,
make
okay.
it.
What is the check here? What am I using?
It's DC.
Is
you
it
can
my
use your
spellcasting?
Yes,
Yeah, use
DC
your
plus your
spellcasting.
spellcasting ability. 26. He stopped it. He fucking stopped it.
Okay. You throw out your hand and the spell.
I don't throw out. I just fucking nod at him and he's done.
No, he just nods. He doesn't have to do some. He just nods and it stops. Yeah, he just stopped the spell. The boy just stops
Yeah,
the spell. Just looks at him.
Yeah,
No.
you stop the spell, but Silda is raging already.
Oh, I'm stabbing him. I'm gonna stab him now. I assume he doesn't notice I'm there, so I have advantage.
Oh, I'm
Sure,
so
go
glad
ahead.
I took
Go
counter
ahead.
spell.
Do your sneak attack. Do your big sneak attack.
Yes.
14. He's wearing a nightgown.
Sure, that hits.
26.
That hits.
6. 1. And then I get +4 on my damage because I'm hidden. Because I get
Okay.
+2 on each attack that I do.
That guy just got fucking annihilated.
+4 and then 3d6.
God
It was
damn
a
it.
pretty low roll for my
He's still getting goddamn annihilated.
You did 20 points of damage to him, and he falls to his one knee, and he goes, "What the fuck?"
I'm also then going to let's see, as a
Can you make
I mean,
a dexterity saving throw?
okay. Get fucked.
He throws his hand back and tries to grab your wrist, but you like backflip out of the way.
I'm just gonna tell as I'm doing it, I'm just gonna tell him to get fucked.
Okay, get fucked. And he seems very irritated and now. Silda's mom
Injured.
comes over and boxes him on the back of the head, and he falls unconscious.
No, you should have. You should have
spell.
bopped him on the shoulder.
Hey, Toxif.
Yeah.
2 times now.
Yep.
2 times.
Were they actually supposed to die there?
They weren't supposed to die. No, they're supposed. Do you want to know what they were supposed to do?
Yeah.
They were supposed to be enthralled by him and then turn
Oh, that
around
would've been
and fight
bad.
you.
We would have had to fight them.
Counter
They were supposed to fight you as
So,
And-
so the
Well,
dream,
barbarian.
so the
I would
dream
not
and
have fought them.
ooh,
I wouldn't have been able to fight. I would not fight. I
So
wouldn't.
I
me
mean,
and
I don't-
Josh collectively ruined their entire plan so
I
far.
don't think you could have won because they were going to be 2 level 15 barbarians.
no,
Oh, shit.
no, probably not.
Maybe.
I wouldn't
You know how
have
much-
even fought.
you
You,
know-
guys would have had to do that without me. I wouldn't have fought.
I mean, we
Do
would have
you know
died
what
if we
I
fought
have?
them.
Do you know what I have Silda's mom rolling for her damage
Dude.
unarmed?
Dude, I want it.
What?
I have her rolling a 3d8.
Dude,
Dude.
that feels good.
See, my parents are awesome.
So glad I
Yeah,
took
yeah.
counter spell instead of dispel magic, but that would have worked too.
Counter spell.
All right. Can you guys give me 1 moment? I gotta go do something. You guys can.
He's
revel in
gotta think. He's gotta think of what the.
I've gotta
fuck
go
he's gonna-
cry in the corner. You guys can revel in your victory.
He's got to go take a more plot.
Josh, me and you collectively ruined the assassination attempt.
Oh,
You ruined like Dude.
We're such terrible people. We ruin everything.
but this would have been bad. This would have been bad.
Yeah, what up?
The dream one, okay, sure. That would have that would have went fine. This would have went bad.
Oh yeah, dude. He tried to grab me too.
Oh,
Nat 20 to.
That's what happens when you don't look at my spell list.
Exactly. Okay, everyone be aware. Josh is waiting for a moment to use counterspell to just be like, "Hey, Kobe, counterspell." And this was exactly that moment.
I
We were
also have a-
talking about this last night.
I also have another spell that's gonna ruin him because I know he's gonna throw something at us.
Oh yeah, we're just waiting. It's just been me and him plotting. I'm just.
Oh,
Oh my god.
He's been waiting so long to just use that counterspell to just be like, "Hey."
I really want an
counterspell."
I really want an Oh god, this would have been an opportunity to use Crown of Madness. I'd have made them fight each other.
oh, they would have been double mad. Oh,
They would have been double mad.
I would have used Crown of
I
Madness.
would have
on, like,
cried. I would have started crying.
That was
honestly, that would have made me
so-
so upset.
That was so funny. That's so terrible for that guy. And then he just gets stabbed.
and then you
like-
nat 20'd him.
yeah, he didn't even get to hit me.
Wow, that.
I wish I could have done more damage and just straight up. Like I could have probably just outright ended him, but I did pretty low
Was
damage.
that a level 6 spell?
Something, dude. But it didn't matter because you rolled a fucking.
I don't understand counterspell. It seems
What do you
really hard to not beat the DC.
I mean,
'Cause-
yeah. I mean, otherwise, I mean, there's no point in taking it as a spell if it's not good. You know, like if it
Well-
wasn't good like that, then there'd be no reason to take it.
At least I could shoot lightning at things.
Like,
There's
so
always-
if it's casting a spell or higher, make it, yeah. If it is casting a spell of 4th slot or higher, make an ability check using your
14
spellcasting
for a
modifier.
4th level.
Yeah, it's a 14. On a success, the creature spell fails and has no effect. Yeah, I mean, it's possible to fail.
It is. But it's really hard for me not to. I have a +7.
Yeah, I mean, you're also really good at what you do.
Uh-oh.
So, I mean,
Hey D,
yeah.
can you send the letter in the group chat so that way I can look at it.
Yep, gotcha. Oh, I should put in like references and images, huh? Reference info.
He's gonna curse me more than DeVito.
There's the Oh yeah, we might be fucked now. So that feels good. My stealth being so ridiculous that I was able to just follow them out and then
Okay, I don't think the roles are really going to be an issue because if they're saying boy, that probably means it's not actually like the head of the family, so I'm not worried there. But the Drox, we definitely have to go and talk to them.
yeah, I mean
We're definitely gonna have to.
we just took out the main figurehead of this whole operation and then foiled his last ditch effort.
So he's a mage, this boy.
Yeah. Seems like it.
That means
Toxif has competition.
talking might not work actually,
Talking to them?
because
Maybe
they might already
at
be
least-
enthralled.
Yeah, they might already be enthralled. But I mean if he dies,
At
then
least
he
try.
might lose power over them.
Yeah.
At least try. That is the point. We have to at least try
Yep.
because this is a major portion of Orc Town. We
Yeah,
have to
I mean-
at least try.
No, I agree that we should try. I also feel like we should just execute this guy.
I kind of feel
Yeah,
bad.
but I mean, I don't care about him. He hasn't even been here for that long, and he's not even really part of the.
Oh
part of
no, it's
Orc
fine. I
Town
mean,
itself, so I
I'm
don't
fine
care.
with just
He can die.
old yellering this shit. Just take him out back. You guys just hear a gunshot and it's fine.
Except no one cries.
Yeah, no one tries.
Because no one really liked him.
Fine. Dude, Josh, I'm so happy.
I kind of
You
feel
just, like,
bad.
I heard you too. You were like, and then he kept talking. You were like, counter spell. You're like, but I got it.
Counter spell. You can only. I was expecting him to be like, yeah, make a dexterity thing. I would have done it. I would have net
You
20'd
can-
it.
You can only save one. Counter spell.
He thought I had like another shield or something.
Counter spell. You can only save one of them. If I just stop the spell, and since it's an instant reaction spell,
I would hit you with a meme right now of Toxif face upon casting counterspell, but I've been fighting this boss in this game for 3 hours now and it's almost dead, and if I tab out of my game, I will lose progress. So
it happened though.
So
I could have taken control of Yafa if he hadn't made that dexterity.
Oh yeah, dude. Oh yeah.
Shit!
So
We would have had to kill Yafa.
So in 40 minutes, I'll hit you with an anime meme of Toxif's face.
Hey, Kobe. But you know me and Josh know how to ruin things.
Okay, I'm gonna have to get a little more creative.
Yeah, he is. It's gonna hurt.
Yeah, it's gonna hurt. But
All right, so
hey, you gotta
anyway.
admit, we did good.
Mhm.
Oh, I'm so happy I kept it prepared.
So
Yes.
Silded's mom slings Dubok over her shoulder and says,
Be careful with that. Don't know what he
he's-
cast, but that
he's
Not-
out cold. He's fine.
You got punch in the back of the head.
he's out.
And he starts walking up to the town hall on the other side of town. So the dad says, "I'm gonna go gather as some of the others. I'll meet you guys there."
Please be careful. We don't know what they might have planned, especially since the Drox are working with him apparently.
He gives you a hug and says, "I'll be fine."
Definitely hugging back.
You guys make it to the town hall. The lights magically turn on as soon as you guys enter.
Clap on. Clap on.
And,
Toxif, be ready to counterspell if this fool wakes up and tries something stupid.
Silded's mom puts him down and she actually ties him to a pole. That one of the supporting poles of the.
Do you guys
hall.
want me to wake him up? I'm pulling the wavy healing dagger out of the
Jesus
out of the.
Christ.
It heals people.
I think you should
Heals
wait.
the wound.
I
it
think
makes.
I think you should wait until.
It'll
I think
heal him.
Wait, we can test it now. He has dagger wounds in him.
Yeah, he has dagger wounds. Can I put it in the? It might heal him. It's science.
Fine, go ahead. You can.
Yes. I'm gonna put the knife in the dagger already dagger wounds, and then pull them out and just
Science.
see if they heal it.
We meant to do
Okay.
it, but didn't.
You shove it in and do 1 point of damage,
Okay.
and you pull it back out, and the wound closes up a little bit.
Okay.
I would say on a scale of 1 to 21, just a totally arbitrary number, and definitely not the amount of damage he's taken in total. The wound probably healed up about 121.
Okay. Mhm.
Well,
But he
I'll give it a minute
He
before I
does
stab
wake
him.
up. He does wake up. He looks
Hey,
around and
Sleeping
goes,
Beauty.
"Oh, what the fuck!"
Man, really, really sucks that didn't work out for you, huh?
He tries to struggle a little bit, but still does mom like presses her knuckles against his cheek.
I'm gonna take the man catcher out, and I mean he's already tied up to like a
Jesus
pole or something, right?
Christ.
I'm just gonna latch the man catcher around his neck, just
Like, don't test me, boy.
and I'm just gonna kind of force him to the ground here, if I can.
He's
If
tied
he's
to
not
a
already,
pole.
is he tied to something?
He's tied to a pole.
Well, if he's tied to the
He's
pole, then I'm just
tied
gonna
to
make
a
sure.
pole.
I'm
Yes.
gonna make sure he's just pushed up against the fucking pole. If he struggles, he gets stabbed in the throat.
Okay.
Jesus.
Duboc sits still and is like after a few minutes, pretty much the whole town, or at least most of the town's like adults, like the not leaders necessarily, but the prominent people in town have arrived and are like looking around like, Duboc, what the fuck? One of them steps forward and goes,
I'm gonna cover
well,
Duboc's mouth.
Yeah.
With
An
something.
older, kind of shorter, half orc. You think he might actually be half orc, half dwarf. Steps forward. He's got like a long braided white beard and glasses on. He's an older gentleman, and he goes, "Well, as is normal, whenever we have to ask someone about a crime, I'm going to cast Zone of Truth." And he holds up his hand and casts this spell, and Duboc is gonna try and resist it. But you guys can try and resist it as well, or you can just say, "Yeah, we're gonna tell the truth."
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
always
let's
tell
tell
the
the
truth.
Yeah, if you're not going to resist it, you're going to just tell the truth.
I secretly wish that I was not an elf.
It's not compulsive truth. It's just.
I know. I'm gonna try and resist it because I don't like being told I have to do things.
Yeah, that's true.
That is a fail for Duboc.
What's the save I need to make?
For this dude is the Zone of Truth machine. You have to make a pretty high save.
I mean, what's the
type.
saving throw?
17.
No, I
Yeah,
mean like
the
what?
stat.
Oh, sorry, charisma.
16. I was really close.
Yeah, this guy's the Zone of Truth dude. That's all he does in this town.
Well.
So everyone else who hasn't resisted, I'm going to assume you're
I just won't
compelled
talk.
to tell the truth if you speak something. And the gentleman who cast on the truth says, "All right,
Just gonna
now
hold the man catcher.
to make sure this is working, I was the one who farted at the last meeting. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to." And everyone kind of chuckles as the mood is lightened slightly. Yeah. Uh, Dubok failed, and he goes, "I hate you."
I kind of give him that little bit of touchy with the man catcher to the throat.
he winces and he goes,
Hmm?
"Get that away from me, you commoner!"
Commoner, sir. I'm the great Yafo Chalrani, don't you know?
No, I've never heard of you, you filthy fuck.
Well, good, because I've never heard of you, so I won't really care if you die a horrible, slow death.
He narrows his eyes and he shakes his head.
I
And
push a little bit harder.
one of the other leaders goes, all right. Let's start asking some questions. Dubok, what the hell were you doing trying to attack the Vegans? Dubok says nothing. He just keeps his mouth in a thin line.
Can someone hold this? I think I have a way to get him to talk.
Is it? Does it
Teslin
involve
holds
the
it.
dagger?
Oh yeah, it does.
Teslin holds it.
So, Dubak, you ever see a dagger like this before?
Yes.
Good. I
You
stab him with
stabbed
it,
me with it. Oh fuck!
and I rip it out of him.
Shit. The wound closes up, and he. The pain is still there though.
Hey, so
Let's see if he. Hold on. I'm gonna have him roll a Constitution saving throw.
okay, I can keep this up all day.
Okay. He keeps his lips thinly closed.
Got it.
Can I try to?
I was like, hey, real quick. I assume you guys don't want to see this, right?
They kind of shrug.
I'm gonna just I'm
Fine.
going to cast a major image and form like a little wall, so they can't exactly see. I mean, if they want to see through it, they can, but just kind of like the initial barrier. Like, hey,
You don't want to look.
avert your eyes if you want to. I'm just gonna stab him again. Just
Let's see if he. Ooh, this time he goes. Oh, damn! Fine, I'll tell you.
I reel back for like one more stab. You 100%?
Yes.
Okay. Drop the wall. Teslin, can you keep holding him for me?
Teslin's like, yeah, sir, I've got
Thanks,
it.
man. I just kind of give him a pat on the back and just like, thanks.
And he looks back up and he goes, "You're all weak. Orktown is weak. You call yourselves orcs? This place needs leadership. It needs a chief. I could have been your chief. I could have made this a stronger city. You're happy here, huh? On this tiny, shitty island? I could have made this an empire." And he spits. He spits at Teslin. He spits at Teslin.
Spits at Teslin. I'm just gonna give him the pimp hand.
Actually, as he spits at Teslin, you see like a very tiny ward appear in front of him from his armor, and it just bounces off.
Nice.
I'm still giving this dude the pimp hand.
Yeah, you smack him.
Oh, I stabbed him, Josh. He's trying to talk shit. He spit at Teslin. I gave him the pimp hand.
He goes, all right, listen. You are all fools. All of you. You're weak. Your warriors are weak. You're focusing on fishing and mining. What kind of orcs do that?
Orcs
And,
who want to engage in lots of trade and commerce do that. I just gotta pipe up.
He glares at you, Aurelia, and he just kind of lowers his head.
I stick out my tongue at him.
The rest of the orcs kind of murmur to each other. I don't know. I mean, I think he's just crazy. I don't know.
We don't need a chief because we've done well enough along without one. We follow what we want to do. If the it's what we want to do. You can't just decide that what we want to do isn't worth anything.
You don't know what's good for you. You
I
don't
know
know.
exactly what's good. No, you can't decide what's good for any of us because you don't know us.
I mean, the worst part about that is his point's kind of mute. I mean, he's talking about what's good for people, but he's the one sitting here chained up to a pole with a, contraption around his neck as he just got stabbed repeatedly. So, I mean, everyone can see. I mean, if that's what you think is good for orcs, I mean, you have a very twisted view.
After this sort of trial, the members of Orc Town come to a consensus that there's two options. They okay,
I mean,
my brother just got his golden gun for Hanzo's bow.
Oh, so he's fucking garbage.
Yeah.
God damn it, Hanzo main!
Fucking Hanzo, man. Gross.
They decide that Dubark will either be sent back to Exosia or executed. And
I
it comes
mean, if we just send him to Exosia, he's going to try and come back with a vengeance. What Exosians do.
it comes to a vote, and inconveniently, it comes down to U10 as the deciding vote. Or, well, yeah, U10, right? 11? 10. 11?
I mean,
11.
I vote execution. People like that don't change. He's just going to come back with more of a vengeance, and
Galaron votes execution.
I'm gonna ask him what that spell was he was casting, because I know it at a meta level, but not the Toxif level.
He goes, no, I was going to try and enthrall
So you're slave driver, execution.
them. Sorry. So that's 3 for execution. Marilia?
It is with a heavy heart that I must vote in favor of execution.
Okay.
I guess
Sylvan?
they're going with Plan B.
Sylvan? Galen?
I mean, normally I probably wouldn't, but I just got a really bad feeling back in Sildred's house, so I'm just gonna go straight ahead and go execution.
Okay. I know that
I know
Prism
Martin's like
was,
execution.
so that is the majority. He will be executed.
Yeah.
Before you can like voice that concern, Toxif, Sildred's dad slings him over his shoulder, unties him, but keeps his hands and like legs bound, and says, "Well, I'll be back." And he marches out of the town hall.
Can I come with? I want to see this.
Sure.
I'm definitely coming with.
He takes him away from the town. Not good luck to kill someone in town. Takes him over to the coast, sort of one of the rocky cliffs, and sets
And I
him
wish
down.
I invented a camera.
And over at the cliff, there is a small place for beheading. Just like a little, like a little wooden cradle, I guess, for them to lay their necks down on. And Sildred's dad raises his glaive and, with no further ceremony, separates Dubois' head from his shoulders.
Even
This
Dubois
is-
just accepted his fate.
He tried to wiggle around, but since there was no ceremony or no like, Dubois, do you repent for your crimes? He didn't really have time to react once he was set down.
Yeah, it was just done and over with.
It was just a quick chop.
Yeah, no, I didn't know if he was just complaining on his way there.
Oh, he was like, just kind of saying nothing, but
I told you I wouldn't feel too bad about it.
feeling a lot. His head, actually, it's kind of windy out. His head rolls off the cliff and into the sea.
Can I give it like I was gonna see if I could give it like one good kick as it was rolling.
Sure, you give it a kick and it flies out to
yeah.
sea.
Oh yeah. Nice. Feels good.
And then
Yeah, they're probably gonna get a skull washing up on shore at some point.
and
This
so
is-
does that goes.
You know, we could probably make a sport out of that.
Maybe.
Thus, football was born.
Well, all right. Back to bed, everyone. That's that.
I would still say be careful these next couple days.
Yeah, we'll be fine.
Just of whatever
And,
is.
you guys
going
head
on.
back to the town hall just to really quickly follow up with everyone. Everyone is informed that Duboc is gone. And the issue of the other people mentioned in the message is also brought up. One of the representatives of the Drox speak up and say that Duboc was pressuring them and had some beef on them, just kind of involving a really old affair. Not a literal affair, but like some sort of event that was they didn't know he would go as far as he was planning to. The Rel representative says he'll talk to his boy. The Leham representative said that the near death in the mines had scared them, but they were fine.
Oh yeah,
guys-
we saved him too. How's he doing?
The Leham representative says he's cool, he's good, he's chilling.
Okay.
And you guys head back to
What what of the man that was working with him? Did we get anything about him? Going to openly give that description to them.
that's the Rel
It
kid.
was Neural.
It was Neural? Okay.
Neural's
Sorry.
Rel.
My bad.
Neural Rel. The Rel leader says he
Neural
will
Rel? Oh, okay, yeah.
deal with them.
Okay. Just
And
making
you
sure.
guys head back to Sildred's home for your happy-go-lucky sleepover.
I'm gonna stay up for a bit.
Yeah.
Oh boy, I got to cast counterspell.
Are you
Oh,
guys gonna discuss anything or do anything as you guys settle down into the night in Sildred's home?
I'm gonna be looking to buy attempt to buy some some of that good gems from
Was that good? Scratch his wrist a little bit.
from
You probably
mine.
can. It won't be that
Hmm.
bad. I mean, we get a lot of it,
Hmm.
so it won't be hard to see about getting some.
Oh boy, you don't know the extent.
Uh,
Oh,
That good.
Yeah, you can buy some
I'm gonna
gems.
stay up. I'm gonna kind of patrol around outside, just kind of keeping watch and sticking to
Alright.
shadows for a few hours.
All right. Galen, anyone else doing anything tonight, or are you just heading to bed?
I want to ask my family if there's anyone else new that came to town and stayed for a while, because that might be something.
Nope. It was just Duboc, pretty much.
And
I kind of. Are we by the? We're by the coast, right?
Yes.
Is the water like good?
You go outside for a little bit and kind of stare out in the coast. You stand at the edge of the shore. The sky is dark, but because it's a little bit cloudy overhead, you can see a peek through the cloud cover against the. You can see these thousands of stars just kind of covered up by the clouds. You could see a little bit of a sliver of the moon, but it's pretty dark night. The only sounds really are the sounds of the waves crashing against the shore. And you stare out at it, and you try to feel something. And you don't feel anything.
Oh. God.
But there's nothing out there. Your father's
Jesus.
not out there. There's no strange things out there, but there's nothing good out there either. It's just the ocean is just like an endless void at this time.
I guess that's a good sign.
Better
good as it can
than
be.
the alternative.
All right, so everyone goes to bed and or meditates or whatever they're doing. Can All right, I'm gonna roll something and then have whoever it lands on roll something for me. So
I'm
one,
outside patrolling for a few hours. Till I have to go to bed.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Galen, can you in the roll 20 roll a 1d50 for me?
Oh, D50.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. 31. Can you roll it one more time for me?
Okay.
31. Sleep. 34.
Okay. Thank you. That's all for now. On that matter, don't worry about it. As you guys
Instantly worries about it.
Yeah, that's not.
you guys
Anytime
wake
someone
up,
says don't worry about it, instantly worry.
you guys wake up to the smell of delicious food being made, and it's pretty early in the morning, maybe 7 o'clock, 6, 7 o'clock. Um, and if any of you were to wander into the kitchen, you would see 3 or 4 of the vegan family
Ugh.
cooking away several pounds of bacon, a lot of eggs. There's some pancakes as well. Just a huge breakfast. You could see one of them crushing oranges for orange juice, but like all they have to do is just squeeze it with one hand. Yeah.
Blinks twice.
You guys
Oh.
sit down for another lovely meal. And one of your siblings, Tilted, one of your siblings speaks up and says, "You guys should head over to the inn or the tavern. You're adventurers, right? They probably got some like rumors or something for you." And one of the older siblings kind of bumps that one on the shoulder and is like, "Stupid. Adventurers just don't wander into taverns and ask for rumors."
Not entirely wrong. It's kind of what happens. When it's slow, when work is slow, might have to do some of that, but life's been keeping us busy, right, guys? Keeping us nice and busy. Kind of just look at like Teslin and just kind of give him like a pat on the shoulder.
Teslin is actually kind of very tired. He's just like, "Yeah, yeah."
Didn't get sleep.
As he shovels several pieces of bacon into his mouth.
I always forget. You can have a bad night's sleep.
He rolls his eyes a little bit. He's like, "Yeah, that happens sometimes." You finish eating up your breakfast and kind of get up. You help clean up and all. And it's a pretty nice day out. Definitely the threat of Duboc is lingering in your minds, but I mean, you saw his head get chucked into the ocean.
Yeah.
It's pretty much over, all things considered. So your dad, Bildad, says, "I'm gonna go out for an ocean patrol today. You guys do whatever you like in town. But just if you need anything, just ask your mother. All right?"
I've got nothing. I've got nothing to worry about. I'm gonna go
Okay,
with. Can I come with you?
Huh?
it probably isn't a good idea. We have a specific way of patrolling, so it might not be good.
No, I'll be fine. Besides, the boat's a
Yeah,
little small for your Kirk size.
I was just gonna come along, tag along, you know.
He looks you up and down. He says, "I respect your abilities, but if we do run into a threat or anything, it's going to be a very large sea monster. So
Yeah, come on. All right, fine. You know,
He gives you a big pat on the shoulder, and you almost take 1 damage.
Fine. It's
You like
fine.
manage not to dislocate your shoulder.
That's okay. Nah. I'm gonna see how Sloane's doing. Just gonna.
Sloane is eating a rat. You have no idea where she got the rat, but she
Fine.
is tearing out its entrails rather gruesomely on the front step of the Silded's home.
Well, that's fine.
Nice catch.
If Sloane had a thumb, she would give you a thumbs up.
I'm just gonna kind of chill with Sloane.
All right. Uh,
I've got nothing
so
else
is
to do.
anyone? Do you guys want to head to a particular part of the town or check in with anyone?
Do we wanna make sure that everything's okay with the drugs, or do we wanna like go to the tavern and now?
We should probably make sure everything. We should tie up loose ends. Make sure everything's okay first. I know that everyone wants to kind of relax, but weird events.
Alright,
At least worth
go
looking over. Side of.
go to the docks then.
It's my vote, but
To
it's my vote, but not my decision for the group. If anyone else
Y'all
has
are on
any input,
tour
though.
with it. Teslin kind of wants to go to the tavern, but he says he can go alone if it's fine with you guys.
If y'all want to go to the house, I'll go with Teslin.
As long as I can stop by the mine at some point.
Yeah, you can definitely stop by there. You can also stop by the blacksmith because most of what we mine goes to them.
All right, so you guys split up a little bit. Some of you head over to the Drooks and check in with them.
Yeah.
They're all right now that Duboc is dead and is not pressuring them. They seem relieved. They're just kind of going about their regular business. Silded, are you checking in with the Drooks?
Yes.
As you do, you notice a particular individual, a particular member of the Druk family. Well, not necessarily of the Druk family. I believe he's of the Yarns or the Yarns. Yeah.
If you're talking about Voltog, then yeah,
Yes.
he's one of the
Voltog
Uh,
actually sees
yeah.
you as he is running a huge scythe across some grain, and he sees you and waves a little bit a little bit over enthusiastically. He goes, "Hi, Silded. Hi."
I'm gonna wave back because hi.
He comes up to you. He's got his huge scythe on
Okay.
his shoulder. And he sticks out a hand and goes, "I heard you were back in town, but I hadn't seen you. How have you been?"
Yeah, I'm good. Yeah. How
Could
have things
definitely
been?
be worse. Definitely be
Yeah.
worse.
Oh, I've
Yeah,
been good.
right.
I've kind of wanted to, pick up and move out a little bit, like you did, see the world, maybe find somewhere to settle down with a family of my own. Huh?
Oh, that sounds cool. I hope it goes well then.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm sure it will.
Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Yeah.
What about you? You've been out adventuring for a while. You ever thought of settling down anywhere?
I mm, well, sometimes, but it never works out ever. So, yeah.
That seems pessimistic.
I mean, I want to look on the bright side of it, but if we just look at how things tend to go down whenever I do get try, It doesn't. It doesn't work.
All right, I guess you have a point. I'm gonna get back to work, Silden. I'll talk to you later. Right?
Okay, yeah, it was nice seeing you again.
He turns around and starts like very aggressively running his scythe across the grain.
Shot down.
I didn't even mean to. I wasn't even thinking.
Didn't even think about him. Ouch.
No, I wasn't even thinking about it. I was just thinking about some other stuff that went down before.
No, I know. I
The
know.
back-
I'm totally fucking with you. Now he's just aggressively. Fucking farming over there. He's taking his anger out on the plants. That's
Unintentional block.
Um, as you guys, as you fuck, my brother just interrupted me and I forgot my train of thought.
they're at the house seeing if people were okay.
No, the other one. Toxif, as you go to the blacksmith, you head over to the blacksmith to try and get some of that sweet gemstones.
Yeah, sweet, sweet gemstone.
You walk in and immediately you see literal just like barrels full of gemstones against the wall.
Oh.
Oh.
Roll a constitution check to like not nut. Like
And
boy
you
fit
see,
above the nut right now.
you see a surprisingly small orc. She is maybe 5 foot tall, quite buff, but pretty small considering she is an orc. Hammering away at a not hammering, but like carefully tapping away at a necklace of sorts. And she looks up at you and goes, "Well, hey there, welcome
Hi.
to my shop."
Hi.
Oh, hi.
Hi, how are you?
So, I'm just gonna get right to it. I'm looking to buy some gems, some gemstones.
Just raw gems, or do you want like some jewelry? Or...
No, just raw gems.
All right.
Wants it raw.
What kind?
Okay. What do you got?
What do you want?
Preferably things of ruby, sapphire, topaz, emeralds.
I've got some. All right. I've got some pearls, some amethysts, some sapphires, some lapis lazuli, jade, opal, onyx, ruby, peridot, malachite, tanzanite, jasper, beryl, aquamarine, fluorite, zircon. I got some moonstone in.
I need to gem up my daggers, guys.
Citrine,
Everything I
rose
need.
quartz, aventurine, smoky. She literally names off like every fucking gemstone.
Good.
Good.
Okay. So, Kobe.
And like it takes like 5 minutes, and then she finishes off with and some sunstone too.
Oh, this
And
is-
some
Ooh.
sunstone.
Okay, here we go, Kobe. So, I'm willing to spend quite a bit of gold here. Now, if I were, how much would like one, not even one gemstone? What would one raw gemstone cost here? Just,
Well, all right.
just
Some of them are more expensive than others.
yeah.
So the cheapest raw gemstone would probably be something, I don't know, some quartz, or
Okay.
maybe some, not like opal or anything like that. That's a little more rare, but
What
like
is
pearls are pretty cheap here. Turquoise is pretty cheap here.
Mhm. What is the most expensive? How much is that? How much does that cost?
The moonstone is the rarest on this island, so therefore it is the most expensive here.
Yes. How much would that run me?
One like average size moonstone would probably be like 150 gold.
Oh, I'm a fucking nut.
Boy been a nut. Let's
There,
go.
there are larger versions, larger and smaller and average versions of each gem. While the pearls are
Toxif, before you fucking do whatever you're doing, turn off your goddamn. We don't need to hear. We don't need to.
Oh, this is good. Okay, so, Kobe, I'm gonna write a list here. So, I need. I think that's how you spell that. Lapis. That's the main stuff.
You need ruby, sapphire, aquamarine, lapis, and sunstone. How much of each and how large?
See, I just want to prepare. I mean, I imagine it would be a decently large ruby and sapphire. How much would a large ruby and sapphire run me?
So a large ruby, right, would
Mhm.
probably be the largest and most precious ruby here is like there's some average rubies, but then the best ruby here is like 1,000 because it is a star ruby.
I don't think you need
But-
the best.
Yeah, I don't need that
But-
yet.
There are some slightly less valuable rubies that run like 100 each.
Okay. Let's get two of those rubies. So,
Okay.
two G ruby. There we go.
Lapis lazuli is very cheap. Lapis is like 10 gold each for an average size.
Oh, we're gonna get 5 of those.
Jesus! If you're gonna nut, do it already.
Oh.
You're gonna nut.
There's a buildup. You gotta get to it.
Gotta get to. That's why it's called the climate.
Aquamarine.
Just don't
Aquamarine.
smooch all over the gems.
Oh,
Aquamarine is more like 500 for one.
that hurts.
Pretty expensive.
That hurts my pocket, but we're gonna get one.
Okay. I didn't tell you sapphire yet, did I?
No, you did not.
Sapphires can be pretty expensive. One blue sapphire can be up to 1,000 gold. You can get a fairly small sapphire for like, and this is gonna be a pretty small sapphire. Like 400 gold. Sapphire's pretty precious.
Okay. So how much is sunstone before I before I do this? Let me test my pockets a little bit.
I got money if you need some.
Sunstones aren't super expensive, but they can range. The sunstones here, the sun and moonstones here actually have a unique property where they kind of reflect moonlight and or sunlight more
Sun and moon?
strongly. So the sunstone here, like an average size, like a jewelry grade average size sunstone can be like 300 gold.
And if only I was there, I'd ask for a discount because we're buying so much in bulk.
Okay. Oh no, I'll get there. Can't. I gotta do math. Gotta open a calculator. Jesus Christ. Okay. Nope. Not low.
Relax. It's only basic
Is
algebra.
sunstone even used for any spell?
No, I'm not doing it for spells.
You're just doing it because you want it.
Yes.
Okay.
You think I'm buying stuff for spells? Get out of here.
You can like get rid of everything else and just buy like 1,000 lapis.
Yeah, no, it doesn't feel the same.
It doesn't feel the same.
No. 350.
It's that variety. You
Wait.
can't be locked down with the same gem.
What is platinum? 10 gold?
Yeah,
Platinum is 10
10
gold each.
Okay. 315. Okay, so there's my budget.
What is your budget?
2,135.
Okay.
Minus 200. That's the wrong fucking price there, my boy. That's a 10. It's minus. Not 10. I'm fucking retarded. Jesus Christ. I'll do it in a second. What was Sunstone? Like 300?
Yes.
Okay, and then. Sapphire is like 400.
For a small one.
Oh, motherfucker. I think that's gonna. I think I'm broke. And I accept it.
All right. What are you
Plus
buying?
50 plus 500 plus 300. Ooh. What was a medium sapphire? 1,000?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So. Oh.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
1,000, 1,500,
Yeah, I kept messing up on the
2,000,
calculator.
2,050. So you spent 2,050 gold.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
The blacksmith woman is like, gemstone. You just want the gemstone. You don't want me to make like jewelry or anything.
No, I've got needs for them.
All right. Here you go. She takes the gold or the platinum, whatever you're handing.
No, no. Before that, Jesus Christ. No.
Are you okay?
No.
Listen.
Listen.
Since I'm buying in bulk, since that was 2,000. That was 2,000 gold worth of stuff. Maybe, yes, maybe could we take a little bit off of that
Roll a
price?
persuasion.
Yeah.
That's one.
Oh fuck.
She goes, 2,000. I'll throw in the
hey.
I'll throw in the lapis for free.
Hey, still got 135 gold. Yeah, I'll do that. That's good. That's some good stuff right there. There's a mix of platinum. There's a mix of gold. Ooh.
Same. That's what I got right now. I've got all of it. The only thing I don't have is
rip
like,
all of my platinum.
that's alright.
Okay, so you're quite gemstoned out just because.
Yeah, just because.
Now, the last group, which would be Teslin, Yaffa, and did anyone else follow them to the tavern?
Nope, I went to that pretzel shop.
Okay, you're getting pretzels?
Yeah.
All right, Yaffa, you and Teslin have gone to the tavern. You kind of entered and like looked around. You've only been here once, Yaffa, when you were stalking the book or
That's what I
the
do.
book. And you look around, and this is I don't think I gave this one a name, so let me just
Generate a name. Think of a name right in the spot.
This is the Trembling Pigs Tavern.
Alright, let's go.
You come inside and you look around. There's a number of people drinking and laughing, and there's there's a taller, slightly thinner, not as muscular as the workers, half-orc woman. She is quite pretty, and she seems quite the natural as she is shaking a cocktail up for someone in front of her. She pours it out, hands it to them. They pop her a couple gold, and she gives them a grin and a wink. And then she looks over to you, Yaffa and Teslin, and goes, well, hey there! I haven't seen you around these parts before.
Oh, we've been here for a little bit. How long have we been here, Teslin? Like 3 days, 4 days?
I think 2?
Something like that.
2 or
Oh, well.
3.
we've been around. Yeah, pretty new here. Nice place though.
Ah, thank you. Here, come over here. Let me get you a drink.
Right. Taking off like my mask and all the weirdness. Just kinda
Teslin sits down as well.
So what's up,
And,
Teslin? What was your plan?
I just want a drink.
Fair.
He goes. He asks the bartender, "Can I get a Messis mule?" And she goes, "Oh yeah, sure." And she pulls out some sort of bottle of beer that has ginger in it, pours it into a copper mug with some stronger liquor, and mixes it up and hands it over. And he thanks her, hands her a little bit of gold, and takes a sip. Um, do you want anything? Sorry, she asked Yafa. Do you want anything?
Kind of emotional. I'm like, I'm alright. I'm alright for right now.
You sure? I have this new one I just invented.
Fuck it, why not? Let's go.
She pulls out maybe the largest cocktail glass you've ever seen.
Hell yeah.
It is like a foot tall. Thinner at the bottom, wider at the top. And she starts pouring in like 15 different liquids. Just a few ounces of each, but eventually it comes up to about halfway. And then she pulls out a large jug of a light yellow liquid, and she goes, "This is lemonade. It's not piss." And tops it off with lemonade, and then she puts a little lemon wedge at the edge, and she offers it to you.
Teslin,
Yeah.
don't let me do anything stupid, okay?
No problem.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna
Bottoms
take
up.
it. Be like, yeah, go
You
for
sip it, and it's very sweet. Not poweringly sweet, but like pleasantly sweet. You can definitely taste the alcohol, but it's kind of at the back of the drink. It's not really super strong. It's actually quite refreshing. So you continue to
But
drink.
what's it called?
Yeah,
What's it
exactly.
called?
What do you call this?
I call this the Vivando.
Beautiful.
How much of it do you drink?
I mean, I've still got stuff that I want to do, so I'm trying not to. But so however much I think I can comfortably drink.
You drink the whole thing.
Okay.
Because it's is something that just seems to like you just want to keep drinking it. Like it's really good.
Right.
Make a low Constitution saving throw.
Oh god.
That one. Hey, it's low.
It is low. You feel a little bit buzzed.
That's alright.
She grins at you and goes, "Good, you good?"
I'm just really bad at not getting when I drink.
Poor Yafa
chuckles.
just can't hold his drink.
No. No.
All right. I'm gonna have Teslin make a Constitution saving throw too,
Watch him get
Uh,
smashed.
because the Meslin mule is a lot stronger than it seems.
Oh my lord.
Oh my
So
I fucking love you, Teslin.
the two of you are pretty smashed. You guys drink and drink and drink, and you guys are like, you got your arms around each other's shoulders and you're laughing and chuckling. And at one point, this guy comes up to you and is like, "I like you guys. Here, have another drink on me." And he's this like big burly dwarven dude.
Let's go.
Clearly a traveler coming through Orktown.
Fucking can we get in dwarven drinking songs with that guy?
Sure.
Let's go. Gather round, ye lads and lasses, said she for a while.
All right.
Uh,
The bartender is just like laughing a little bit, but she's not like irritated with you or anything. The dwarf is pretty drunk because he ordered some pretty strong stuff. Can you roll a Constitution check? No, sorry, a Charisma check for me, Yafa.
a charisma saving throw or just a charisma?
Just a check.
It's the same thing. 7.
Okay, and I'll have this dude do something for me.
Bad. Oh, is he gonna try to fight me? Let's go.
No, you mentioned that you're from the country of Gilan, or at least you were from it for a while. At some point, that comes up in conversation. And
I have
he
too many dark
goes,
seekers.
he goes, really? Me too. Oh man, I haven't been back home in so long. It's been 70 years.
It's been
Man.
a while for me too.
You know, I like you. I'm a here. And he slips something into your front pocket, and you don't really register it. You're just kind of like, hey man, thank you. Whatever that was, I'm sure it's good. And after a little bit, he gets up and is like, I'll talk to you later, you fucks. He's just like, in a friendly way.
See you later.
And he wanders off. Can you make another Constitution saving throw?
Another Constitution.
So you're just gonna pass out now?
Oh yeah! Let's go.
Yafa, you pass out.
Teslin, don't let me do anything stupid. Don't let me get molested. Passes out.
And Teslin is still pretty drunk, but he picks you up and like takes you over to a chair and sits you down, and the two of you are hammered in the bar. Well, one of you is unconscious.
Don't let me get molested.
So, Toxif, what are you up to?
I assume at some
Well.
point I accidentally used the fucking earring while drunk.
Well, first I wanna
Probably.
know how much these weigh.
Oh boy, all of those gemstones together probably weigh like 5 pounds.
Oh,
They're gemstones. They're not like metal.
yeah. I was expecting a little bit more.
17.
Well, no.
I'm so glad I rolled that now.
Well, at least you aren't making so bad life decisions like Jaffa.
I don't know. Wasting all of your money on gemstones is a pretty bad life decision.
At least you're not drinking
You
your
think
liver
I-
into oblivion.
You think I wasted money?
Hey.
I'll find
This
a
is the
use.
strongest working liver, right?
I mean now I try to find people. Now I try to find everyone.
I mean, I assume at some point they probably heard some dumb shit.
Man, I'm just chatting up the guy at the pretzel shop, talking about, pretzels.
Yeah, you're pretzeling it up. So, Toxif, that is how much they weigh. What are you up to?
Now I imagine I'm just going to find people. I'm a broke boy
Okay.
in a new town.
You run into the rest of your group, minus Teslin and
Toxin,
Yafa.
if you want, you can have the money Sylvan has. She's not really gonna spend it on stuff
No.
here.
No.
You sure?
No.
Yeah.
No?
You sure?
No?
Listen. I'm not Yafa. I'm not just gonna take things.
Hey!
I'm offering,
Hey, you're passed out, boy.
I'm offering. You wouldn't be taking it.
Yeah, but like,
Yeah.
no.
Plus, I already mentioned he's not gonna use most of
Listen.
it anyway.
Listen, I
Don't
still
Don't
got
let me get
pocket
touched.
changed.
If I
100 plus gold pocket
if
change.
Roya gets back into the good graces of like her family, you guys have the coffers of the Von
But you're
Amsel family.
not. But you're not going to.
If
But-
there was ever a place that I'd want to get blackout drunk, it'd be Brooktown.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hell.
Especially since the shape of the island is. So,
Exactly.
who's that? There we go.
Magnum.
Oh, okay, he moved it back.
Magnum.
So as you got as the main group is walking around a little bit, you
That's a
guys
side character.
look up. You guys are walking, and you look up after a moment because weird white feathers have fallen down in front of you. Just as you're walking through one of the main roads, you see a bunch of white feathers fall down,
God damn it.
and then as you look around, you look up, and you see maybe like a mile in the air, just barely beneath the clouds. You see two little specks, like of white light, colliding into each other over and over again.
DBZ fights? DBZ bird fights? Let's go.
It's very far off, but you guys like narrow your eyes and look up.
Is it celestial cockfighting?
You just barely manage to make out that there is fighting going on, but you can't see who or what.
Can can I send the owl up and look through its eyes?
Sure. You know what? Sure.
Yeah.
You send your celestial owl up.
Oh no.
And it flaps its wings as hard as it can to get up a mile in the air.
Well, no, I mean, I can only. I mean, I'm gonna get like 100 feet closer, 'cause that's as far as I can see through its eyes.
As it gets 100 feet closer, it continues to fly.
Uh-huh.
And then it gets 200 feet closer and 300, and it's still going.
It better fucking
but
tell me what it sees.
Are you focusing to try and see through its eyes?
I mean, I can't.
That's why you said it only went 100 feet.
Where you went before?
Yeah, I didn't expect it to keep fucking going.
Even as it passed the threshold of 100 feet, for some reason, you could still see through it.
Oh.
And even as it goes to 200 and 300 and so on, you can still see through it. And even as it gets within like 200 feet of these battling objects, you can still see through it.
Am
And
I
now you can
a god
see,
now?
now you can see that there are two archons fighting. I don't know if Toxif knows what an archon is.
Let's see.
The
What do you
hell's
wanna
an
do?
archon?
Is that history?
Religion.
Religion?
Bird
It's the
stuff.
same rule.
Okay. Archons are
Scary.
celestial, are lawful good.
Scary.
Typically.
Lawful good scaries.
Yeah, celestial beings. They are typically kind of like, sort of like guardians, almost.
Guardians of the Galaxy?
Sure. They're very powerful, though.
Who the fuck have they been while we've been saving all this bullshit?
But it's very unusual to see, first of all, archons in the material plane. The last recorded sighting of an archon was well over a millennia ago.
Now.
Found two.
And it's also unusual to see two archons fighting each other rather than an archon fighting something that is like infernal or abyssal. These two archons seem to be clashing, but aren't exchanging words. None that you can understand, at least.
If they speak celestial, which he understands.
I do not. The owl does, but
Oh, the owl does.
You just hear the occasional single word, but it's shouted and lost in the wind. After maybe a minute of observing, the archons pause and turn and look at your owl.
oh.
It seems that they have sensed the owl's presence, as it is a celestial being.
Wave.
And
Smile and wave.
they look at each other and then look at your owl, and they say, and they kind of like bow, like, "Oh, sorry, we didn't mean to cause a commotion," and disappear.
Damn.
So those feathers.
However, as they disappear,
the feathers
your perspective is like forced out of the owl, and you're back in your regular body,
okay.
and your owls start to fly back down.
Are the feathers still there?
As soon as they hit the ground, they dissolve.
Motherfucker, are there still ones falling?
There's like 3.
Oh, no, there's like 3.
No!
Damn it!
You reach out to grab one of the feathers and you fall on your face. Take 1 damage. Gamma! No!
Oh, I'm the saddest boy. Come on.
It's because you ruined his thing earlier, man.
It
Just
is.
ruined it.
It is.
Oh god.
Just wait till you guys meet Daddy Reinhardt.
The nat ones, dude. The nat
yeah,
ones.
you fall on your face and you take 1 damage.
Absorbed
no
by the
feathers are
shield.
caught. And your owl comes back down and just kind of stares at you. It's like, what the fuck are you doing?
Just laying on his face.
Your owl judges you real hard.
Yeah,
You
of
just
course
got
it
a
does.
huff from Toxif. Am I still out?
Yes.
Okay.
You're probably gonna be out
Um,
for a while, buddy.
So the rest of you saw all of these feathers falling and dissolving, and you saw Toxic try to catch one and fall, but you don't really know anything until Toxic tells you.
Hey, we're Archons. Come on.
I'm just kind of like, holy shit.
Honestly, though, if I would have caught one, would it have dissolved?
That would have been dope. If you caught it and it, like, not dissolved.
That's what I was hoping for. Fucking nat ones. God damn it, wizard legs.
I mean, it could be worse.
It couldn't though.
It
He rolled
couldn't.
a nat one. He couldn't actually have rolled away.
The feather could have exploded, yes. Yeah.
But he couldn't actually have rolled worse.
I just got respect from Archons.
Your owl
Well, they
did.
respected your owl.
Yeah, see, but I was my owl,
Do you
so...
want? All right. Do you want to roll another religion check to figure out why they did that, or do you have an idea of why they did it?
It's fucking...
But I was my.
I mean, I imagine it's just because another celestial being. And
Did
it
I
shouldn't.
try rolling
And it also shouldn't have been there, but...
You figure it's just because, like, yeah, there's another celestial here. It's rude to like intrude on what seems like another celestial's like territory or like sphere of influence for the moment.
I have a -1 anyway.
Yeah. Well, Martin's probably pissed.
Martin is like, you what? You saw some. And he's just like, God damn, why does this happen to everyone else? Tim is a celestial. You got celestial.
Literally
Owls,
every paladin has always missed every celestial encounter ever.
Dude, it's so funny. Dude, I'm gonna get to encounter a favorable manner before he does. At this rate, like, goddamn.
I don't know. I want to talk to an actual dragon.
No.
No.
There's like 2. There's like literally 2 that you could maybe talk to. Maybe.
Why? I mean, I can talk to them and have advantage on like
No.
charisma rolls.
No. I mean, like literally only 2 that might.
Wait, what the fuck? Only 2?
Because
types of dragons that won't be murdered.
most dragons are just dicks.
Yeah, most dragons are just assholes who want money and gold and to murder things.
There's like 2, and one might not even talk to you because it's a silent protector.
I don't know. I've met my dragon ancestor before, and he is pretty chill.
Yeah, he's probably one of the chill dragon types.
Yeah, it's bronze, isn't it? Yeah, bronze is the chill silent protector.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure.
He's cool. I think you guys would like him.
Roll a d20.
Who?
She's. Can you just roll a basic d20?
I know what she's doing.
Okay. All right. Aurelia, can you roll a perception check for me?
Oh, heck. Oh, also, hi, Alex.
Hello.
So, yeah, I get to roll a perception check.
Try to beat a 11. Oh, never mind.
What? No! Can I please have advantage?
No.
Because I'm with my friend.
All right. Virilia, you don't notice anything. Shizuka, can you roll a perception check for me as well?
I'm gonna cry.
Not excited.
All right, Shizuka. All right. So, what happened last night was you discovered some single orc dude plot to try and take over Orc Town, and he was beheaded for his crimes.
I discovered.
Counterspell.
Now you are just kind of wandering around Orc Town. However, recently Toxif discovered that there were archons or celestial lawful good guardians fighting above Orc Town, but managed to make them go away with his owl.
Shoot.
So things are a little bit weird right now. Shizuka, but you've been kind of distracted, not really thinking of much. And kind of hanging around the back of the group as you usually do, kind of looking around, trying to gather information. And you look down at your hands, and you realize you have a set of silverware in your hand, but actual silverware, very fine silver fork, knife, and spoon. And you look at it,
Buddy!
That's good.
Ah, shit! It happened again.
Did you fucking take my goddamn silverware?
You're like, shit! It happened again. Because you don't know where you grabbed this stuff. But at some point, you clearly swiped something from someone.
She swiped my goddamn silverware!
You guys.
Oh, that's good.
I'm angry.
So what does Shizuka do with those? But really, you don't notice.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm somewhere off in La La Land, probably thinking about pretzels.
I'm thinking about not getting touched.
Fucking not.
You know it.
Do I recognize that these belong to Verlia?
Sorry?
Yeah. Do I recognize that the silverware belongs to Verlia?
Really, I don't think you've ever eaten with it. You just kept it in your pack, right?
Yeah, because, you know...
So no, you don't actually, Shizuka.
Oh.
She's talked about it though.
Yeah.
She talks about them quite often.
She hasn't described them. This is just silver forks and this is just a silver fork, knife, and spoon that you happen to have.
I'm pretty sure they're mine.
Okay, can I try to put it in her bag without her noticing?
Make a sleight of hand check.
Do I have to make a contesting,
No.
Alright. I failed the first one, so...
I don't think you'd notice anyways.
That's 20 to you.
That's good.
You think about it for a second. You're like, oh man, and you kind of walk up behind Virilia and really
Oops,
quickly,
I did it again.
you kind of just wordlessly slip them into her bag and back up and hope she doesn't recognize it or see that you did it. And Virilia, no, you don't. You don't see that she just put those back in your bag. And Virilia, you'll never know. You'll never know that your utensils were stolen and then returned for an unknown amount of time.
Tender.
Well, I mean, I'm
Tender
guess.
for you guys.
I guess I'm kind of okay with that.
You gotta be.
Yeah.
You got that 20.
I mean, that was part of my mess kit for the longest time when I was on the run. So kind of got a special connection with me and my perfect silverware.
Yeah, are you guys gonna go to the tavern to try and find Yaffa and Tesla?
Yeah.
Plus, we still have
You had
business somewhere.
You head over to the tavern to pick up your buddies, and you see Yaffa stone cold out, leaning over a table, and Teslin is patting him on the back, Yaffa, yeah, come on, Yaffa.
Can I go over and smack
Can
him
I-
on the back of the head?
Good. I'll stab you.
I'll wake you up, boy.
The only thing worse than Yafa is Yafa while drunk.
Can I just take
Drunk.
out some? Can I just take out some copper and just like toss it at him, like toss it at his head?
Sure.
Pelt,
Yeah.
just pelt him with
Yafa,
copper.
make a Constitution saving throw with advantage.
Throw pennies at me to wake me up.
Advantage. You are out cold. You are dead, basically. You are like no more useful than a corpse.
3 net ones in a row. 5%. What are the fucking chances?
You are so out that like no magical physical means could wake you up at this point.
Yeah, no, my next thing was gonna electrocute him, but
Well, clearly he's that out.
yeah. We might just have to take him.
Teslin, like, let's see if Teslin makes his. Hold on.
Yafa, wake up.
Teslin like sobers up a little bit, just enough to like stand up and go like, ah, shit. All right, I shouldn't have drank that much. Yafa, wake, Yafa,
I'm just
Yafa. He like puts his fingers on your neck. Like trying to-
alive.
It's like Yafa. Well, let's see if he thinks you're alive.
He's gonna think he killed me. He's gonna think he killed. He thinks he.
Yafa's dead.
Can I go
Guys,
and see if I recognize the symptoms of just being passed out drunk?
Guys, we need to bury the body.
Oh wow!
Tyson,
Wait,
boy.
I'm gonna go over to Tezlin, put my hand
I
on his
can't
shoulder,
go
and
to
say,
jail.
I'm just gonna say to Tezlin, and this is why we of noble blood don't get drunk.
I'm too soft for jail.
I'm gonna see if he's dead.
Big Papa.
Roll a medicine check. You get down and like peer at him, and he's alive.
God, it'd have been great for that one. Oh, I wish it would have been in that one.
Dead.
Like rest in fucking pieces.
I wish I should have told you at disadvantage for some reason, but no, you're pretty sure he's alive.
I'll pick up my copper.
Pick up your copper, and Martin goes, "Ugh, disgraceful," and he walks over and picks up Yafa and throws him over his shoulder.
Oh, I thought he was calling me disgraceful for
Can you
picking up my
carry me
money.
princess style?
No, over the shoulder like a sack of flour.
Oh.
I don't want to be
Well,
carried.
But Marty would carry me like a prince.
Well, Marty's not here.
I know.
Only Martin, no Marty.
Only Martin remains.
We have Kobe. We have Kobe Martin.
I know.
We don't have Marty Martin.
I know.
No gods
I
here.
would carry princess style.
Silda will carry me princess style.
I could levitate you, and you could
Fall.
curl up like a princess.
Hell yeah.
All right. As Martin picks him up,
Are my rolls rigged? Huh, wait, am I gonna roll?
Watch you roll in that 20.
Okay. No, okay.
as Martin picks him up, a piece of paper falls out of Yapa's pocket.
I'm
I
gonna pick
assume
it up.
someone's picking that up.
I'm
I'm-
picking it up.
No, I'm picking it up.
Oh, God.
That's a difference.
The fighting over the paper.
Make competing dexterity rolls.
Fighting over me. Let's go.
No,
Fighting
the
over my
paper.
stuff.
It's
I'm
straight
not even dead
dexterity
yet.
rolls.
I'm already
Yeah,
fighting over my stuff.
All right, hold on.
she better
Kids is
get
coming.
Yeah, Alex, you. Oh.
Like.
Okay, there we go.
She trips.
Virelia, you try to grab it, but you trip and fall on your face and take 1 damage.
Hit your head on a table.
Hey,
Yeah.
the mages fall and hit in our face.
Virelia, make a Constitution saving throw.
God damn it! Proficiency though, so I'm okay-ish.
Not one.
That one.
One.
Ah.
Oh.
All right, you managed not to fall unconscious in your head.
Oh my god, I rolled a
Red
nat.
paper.
I rolled a nat one.
Yeah, tell me about it.
Shizuka, you pick it up and you like take a look at it, and it's written in common, so there's no like code to undo or whatever. And it's just like a note and a small map, and it says, uh, uh, treasure buried here, 100 meters down, and it's a small map. But the issue is it's an ocean map.
Oh,
So it's like maybe a mile or two off the coast of Orktown. And it's pretty accurate, but it just says it's 100 meters below the sea.
Maybe
oh,
there's a cave. There better,
underwater cave.
there better be a cave. Kobe, there better be a cave.
That's for a future episode.
Are we done?
I just imagine you won't be taking Yafa, who's fucking blackout drunk, 100 meters below the ocean.
Probably.
I mean, he won't
Especially
notice.
since the only person who can currently make it that far is Galen. So you have to find some other method of getting 100 meters below the sea level.
Okay, what are actually the chances of me rolling getting 5% in 3 times in a row? That? Because that was
Apparently
actually
very
like
good.
3 nat ones in an actual row.
Apparently the chances are very good because it happened.
Like, what is the actual probability? They're pretty low.
0.15%.
Jesus
think.
Christ.
Less than 1% chance.
RNG Jesus hates you.
Nuffle, he's mad. They're mad. Nuffle's mad at us. This is Kobe's divine wrath.
Yeah, it's because of the counter spell. It's all because of the counter spell.
As as you guys look over the stuff and kind of chuckle at Yafa,
I'll wake up with such a heavy hangover tomorrow.
a car alarm goes off. You look around at the rest of the tavern, and people are kind of drinking and having fun and just having a good time. You get a weird feeling like you're being watched.
I'm really good at seeing that if I was blackout drunk. I mean, probably. I was dancing and raving for 4 hours and then I just died.
Is my owl still?
Sure.
Yeah, okay. So just.
Hold on. Let me. Okay. Your owl sitting on your shoulder, I presume,
Yeah, I'm not gonna have it fly in a bar.
looks around, and just barely manages to catch view of someone standing at the back of the room, kind of near a set of stairs that go below the first floor, staring at your group. But then, as soon as the owl turns its head to look at him, he disappears downstairs. He goes downstairs.
Did the owl do that creepy head turn?
Yeah,
thing?
yeah.
Just stared him down.
Oh, that's good. Good owl. Hell yeah. Sildud. Or Orc Mom.
Jen, you there? Are you with us, Jen? Oh no!
No. The
No!
plot. The
The
plot.
plot.
She's muted.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Never, not going to drink no more.
You know you shouldn't.
Is Yafa
This is where I swear off drinking.
And then you forget
That hangover is gonna be brutal.
And then you forget that you did. So you do it
If you
again.
need someone strong, there is Grizza.
Yeah, no, I was gonna ask her what's in the basement of this place.
Oh.
Or the downstairs.
But I need another.
You're dead.
Yeah.
Talking in your sleep.
Sildud would reply that she didn't visit the bar that much
Oh.
Can I get
before she
another?
left.
Sorry, I can't hear right now. It had a moment of not doing anything.
Oh. Well,
What was that?
it's been answered, but I asked what was in the basement of this tavern bar place.
Oh.
Yeah. Well, unfortunate.
Um,
Well,
dying.
I'm gonna inform the rest that guy was watching, then when noticed left.
How's smashing?
Carissa, do you tell this to the group?
Yeah. Yes.
Carissa picks up one of his swords and walks over to the cellar, or like
Oh
the downstairs,
God.
and he goes downstairs.
Oh, the dragon's on the warpath.
Is the bartender nearby?
Bartender is distracted as she is doing a trick where she sets the drink on fire and then juggles.
Oh,
Oh.
Jesus Christ. Okay, so I'm gonna tug on Martin's sleeve and bring him with Chris.
She almost drops the drink, but she managed to catch it. She's like, what? What? What?
No, not hers, not hers. Martin's.
He said he
Martin's.
grabbed on
Oh.
Martin.
Martin's
Sorry.
tug on his sleeve and drag him with Chris and go with him.
Martin walks over. Carissa is down there.
Is
and
he
as
still
you-
carrying me?
Yes.
Yay! I get to come along too.
As you walk down there, you hear a thump, like a heavy thump.
Yeah.
And as you come down, you see Carissa is holding this guy by the front of his shirt, and he is pressing him against the wall with his feet suspended like a foot off the ground.
Oh.
Oh no.
And he's just like interrogating him, like in a quiet voice, like, "What are you watching us for?"
Is he Batman?
Yeah, he's turned into Batman for this. He's like, "What are you watching us for? Where are they?
It's okay. It's okay, Chris, and we know who you are.
Where are they?"
That sounds about the end.
Yeah.
About what we've gotten from Grizzly so far.
Honestly.
And the guy is just like, I didn't know, I wasn't. Do you want to save him, or
I mean, yeah.
you go over and you're like, Carissa, put the man down.
Little thing about the intimidation stick. Is it if you activate it and turn it into something, does it stay like that until you deactivate it?
What do you mean?
I mean, because I'm just gonna distract Krista with it, honestly.
Yeah, I guess.
That's just
yeah.
what I want to do.
Yeah.
Like if I turn it into the let me get the name right here. I have it written down.
Flaming.
The
Raging.
flaming raging poisoning sword of doom.
Yes.
If I turn into that and then hand it to him, will he be distracted with it? Will it not turn back into a stick?
Maybe.
Why don't I give him a try? Try to talk him down.
Cause you didn't follow. I'm just gonna. Hey, Krista, look, a sword.
No, a sword.
And I'm gonna
Hold on.
I'm gonna bribe him with a sword.
I'm trying to instantly kill you with it or something.
He narrows his eyes at you and goes. He drops the guy and takes the sword.
Hell yeah. Okay. Okay. So now my interrogation.
He goes, I wasn't being creepy or anything. I promise. I was just.
Yeah. What is he? Is he an orc?
I'm just. All right. He's actually a halfling.
Oh.
Freeze my face.
Oh, okay.
Is he a half elf? Gross.
But like,
It happened.
as soon as I noticed you, you left.
Well, yeah, I didn't want to be. I was staring at you. I didn't want it to be like awkward.
Look. Normal people when they stare, and then
I'm just a big fan. Okay, I'm just a big fan of you guys.
What do you mean you're a fan?
I'm a big fan. I've heard of you guys. You notice that he's clutching like a journal.
Oh.
Oh.
Who's gonna want like an autograph or something?
Are you from here? Do you live here?
No, I'm from Temia, but I was traveling in Chamor, and then I was traveling over to Exosia, but I stopped here.
Okay, that travel route confuses me, but
That travel route confuses.
I guess. Uh,
Can I just go down there and see what's going on?
I mean, but
Sure.
why not go for the door?
What I don't I have a room down here, and you look around, and it is indeed like a bedroom.
Oh, I mean, okay, you work here, you live here.
Yeah, I'm doing a little bit of temporary work here so that I can fund the rest of my trip.
Oh,
I'm a writer. I don't really get a lot of money.
oh, okay.
Come on, guys. Let's just be nice to him, you know? Just don't be so like stab happy and
I'm a
stuff. It's just
starving
kind of
artist.
I mean, okay, but again, most people when staring and then you get looked at. First of all, it was an owl, so
It
Mo-
was a weird. It was scary. Its
Yeah.
eyes were like glowing.
yeah, it did that head turn thing. I know it's terrifying.
No, it's terrifying.
Uh,
Oh god.
but like most people, they're like they nod, say, "Okay, cool, stop staring." Uh, I mean, okay. I'm not even gonna question that he's a writer because
Can I just try to comfort this guy? Make him feel a little better?
Patronizing.
All right.
Yeah.
No,
Roll a
and
charisma
not be
saving throw.
patronizing.
here comes the patronizing.
Charisma saving
Here
throw.
comes the nat one patronizing.
No.
Let's go.
Thankfully, I have a +6.
Nat one patronizing.
Damn
Damn it.
You give him a pat on the shoulder. It's like, it's okay, bud. And he goes, like, you're Verilia. I heard about.
She
Yeah, like,
patronizes people.
you're like, bam,
I-
zap. You got like the lightning powers.
Bam.
Pretty neat.
Bam. Zap.
Did you want an autograph or something?
Sure. He opens up his journal, and you see him flipping through like 400 pages of stuff he's already
Christ.
written. Until he finds a blank page, and he's like, here, please.
All right. I'll sign in my most beautiful like handwriting calligraphy that I say for like the most important of like letters and shit. I'll make
All
this
right.
guy feel nice.
You make a beautiful signature, and he goes, wow, thank you so much.
Yeah, you're welcome, dude.
Wait, what all does he know about us from all this?
Yeah, I was just about to ask that.
Yeah.
Can the rest of you sign my book too, please?
Am I still?
Yes,
I assume I'm still
yes.
unconscious, so
Make
probably
a
not.
make a Constitution saving throw.
Just wake up on the
That
one.
spot.
You go, oh my head,
Uh,
and start to wake up, but you're extremely hungover.
Poor boy.
am I still being carried by Martin?
Yes.
Morning,
Mar-
Sleeping
Mar-
Beauty.
Martin, I love you, buddy. No matter what I say, I always love you, man.
He drops you.
I'm gonna make a fucking dexterity saving throw at disadvantage. Let's go.
For your gay shit.
Yes! Yes!
Back unconscious he goes.
Yes!
You fall flat in your face. Make another Constitution saving throw.
Yes!
Another nat one.
Another nat one. Damn it!
You fall on your head, but manage to just barely stay awake, and you're like, ah,
Did that jostle me awake a little bit?
damn it. You feel a little more awake, but your head hurts.
Martin, if I vomit, it's going in your boots.
Oh, he's gonna kick you. He's gonna curb stomp you.
Oh, I don't care. Oh, it feels good. All right.
So who has the book?
Woo!
Verilia.
Morning, everybody.
No, well, the writers.
Good morning,
Okay.
Sleeping Beauty. Jesus.
So
I'll pass it over
My
to
head
Top.
was already hurting.
so what all do you know about us?
Where are
Oh,
we?
I
in the-
heard about
we're in the
your
cellar.
titles as Carls of
Fine, well.
Falborum.
Huh?
I heard about how you saved the town of Dinwood. I heard about how you saved the Rockport Limited train from bandits.
Huh?
You fought off a cult. You fought a giant sea monster. You've done a lot.
Yeah.
I'm
Yes.
surprised people. What?
And he knows I got cool lightning powers.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
dude. Who's this guy?
A fan.
Why are we
of
in the
writing.
basement?
Why are you
What
drunk?
happened?
Jaffa, shush.
Jaffa, take the book
You
and
know-
sign it.
You need a leash.
You know anything before all that?
Yeah.
I mean, I looked up a little bit of what I could find. Not you guys don't have huge histories before. Silded, I knew you were from Orktown. Verilia, you took a little bit of digging, but I learned that you're from Doromos.
Her secret identity.
Oh.
Secret. Air quotes
Yeah.
out secret.
Yep.
Yafa and Toxif. I know you were in Gilan until recently.
Yeah.
Shizuka, I don't really know much about you, but
I'm new.
I heard your
Mhm.
name in a bar one time, so if I'm getting it wrong, I'm sorry, but I
It's fine.
assume it's Shizuka. I know Kriza is an ex-soldier.
He's a big boy.
Is he still
I know-
distracted by the sword?
Yes.
Oh boy.
Disappointment.
Oh,
I
this
know
She's like, oh boy, look at this.
I know Galaron is, and then Galaron like appears at the stairs. No, next to him. Like he comes down the stairs just as he's saying that, and like puts a hand over the boy's mouth. He's like,
No, Galaron, let him speak.
No.
What?
And the guy says,
Oh,
like, oh, sorry.
Galaron, no.
Galaron, let him speak.
Let him speak.
Oh,
Yava's
God,
just
let
like
him
holding
speak.
his head at this point. Just
Galaron's like,
please,
no.
let him speak.
Let him-
Jaffa, shut up.
And the boy's like, oh yeah, sorry. I know Martin. I know about Martin. I know about his church that burned down, and Martin's like, don't you fucking mention that.
Oh, he
The
swore at
sore
you.
spots.
I'm gonna
don't
like
even
step in
remind-
between
Ho-
the boy and
holy-
Martin. I'm already like, I'm already fucked up. So
Can't get any
you
worse.
you wouldn't hit you wouldn't hit a hungover man.
You wouldn't hit a disabled person.
Yeah, you wouldn't hit a disabled man.
I'm gonna
No!
say that I drag you off out away from them.
Oh, he's gonna take you into a
No.
back
No,
alley and
but
beat you.
No, but Martin would hit Jaffa.
But
That's
she,
why I moved Jaffa out of the way.
the writer's just like, I'm sorry, I'm just a really big fan of you guys, is all.
Nah, it's all good, dude. You
That's
just caught us on a
that's
weird
real-
time.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
It's we're a little on edge. There's been some stupid shit going on. That's all.
I understand.
I'm sorry about the others. I mean, they're usually pretty paranoid and on edge.
It's okay.
What?
He clutches his journal to his chest, and if you look around, you see that he has like 5 or 6 more of these large journals, like sitting on his
Jesus.
bedside table.
God damn.
And you think about it, and you're sure that these definitely, if there's the possibility he's been writing about you, he's definitely not been writing like just biographical stuff about you. Like there's too much content here for it to just be about your adventures.
Yeah.
You writing
wait.
fan fiction?
Yeah. Wait.
So-
What are you writing about us?
Oh,
Like
I want to
because
see what you write. I want to read
Oh,
it all.
yeah. Like I'd
no,
like to know.
I'm sorry, this is still just really rough first draft stuff. I'd really rather you didn't read it. It's
That's
just
a-
like this.
It's not
Uh,
pages for a first draft.
I like to write. I write in my free time. I write when I'm traveling.
That
not
sounds
a big-
cool.
Oh,
Yeah.
thank
You know, dude. If I ever get back home and reclaim my birthright,
Yes.
I could give you a sponsorship.
She goes
And
about this all the time.
Quote unquote secret identity.
When she makes it back. Yeah.
when I make it back, I'm gonna give you a sponsorship so you can write to your heart's content.
thank you
But
the
for
offer,
me.
But I think oh, okay. I see. I see. Thank you. I certainly will. Check up with you on that. But for the moment,
I gave up on the secret identity thing.
Just quit. People keep finding it out. Wonder how.
Yeah. I wonder-
Shizuka, yeah, roll a sleight of hand. Yeah, I mean,
Oh
I yeah, this stuff is just kind of mine.
My
let you
passive
guys-
perception's at least 15.
I'll let you guys read it afterwards. When it's done, you know. Ooh. Hey. As he goes like, hey. He looks over and he sees that Shizuka is trying to swipe one of the books off of the bedside table.
Shizuka, what the fuck? Come on.
Dude,
Let him read it.
Come on.
don't
Look,
be rude.
I look. I'm flattered, but I
Like,
really don't want you to read this stuff. It's mine, and like it's really rough, and like it's not good yet. I gotta edit it and stuff.
It's okay. I
I'm
understand.
just gonna tell them to bring it in. I'm just putting my arms out. I'm like, bring it in, homie.
I mean, it can't be worse than the first book I picked up in this.
He's like, no,
Bring it
I
in.
think
in
he hesitates. Then he gives you a quick hug. He's like,
Come on. It's.
okay.
I was like, so like I like resting my head like on his because I'm like I'm really hungover. I'm sorry for all the bullshit, but it's gonna. Don't worry about it too much. I know we're a rough group of adventurers, but hey, we've seen a lot of shit.
Oh hey,
guys,
can I cast like
alright.
a little magic trick
Oh,
for the
Jesus
dude?
Christ.
I think he's good. I think he's like, I'm fine. I'm good. All right. It was an honor to meet you guys. Really, thank you for everything. But I've actually got to catch my ship pretty soon, so I got to pack up and go.
All right. Well,
Good
you
shit,
have fun
dude.
with
Well,
you have fun with that,
time
buddy.
time to disappoint Kriza.
He packs up his stuff really quickly. Actually, pretty quick. All he has is books and a couple pairs of clothes, and he puts them in a bag. And it's like, I'll see you guys. I hope again.
Same. Hope to see you soon. Wait, did we catch your name?
My name?
Yeah.
Name.
Oh, my name's Angus. It's nice to meet you.
Yeah, nice to meet you too. I'm gonna shake his hand.
Nice to meet you.
He gives
Hopefully
you-
we'll see you
gives
again
you
soon.
a firm hand.
Uh-huh.
And he leaves the tavern.
But he's like, holy shit.
About like a minute after he leaves, Galeron like speaks up and it's like, I hope we don't meet him again.
Why?
How weird's
I
the
want to meet
books?
him again.
How
You
weird's
guys-
the books, Galeron?
Yeah, you turn
I wanna
around.
read the books.
You turn around and Galeron is reading through the book. One of the
Is it-
books.
Is it smutty fan fiction?
It's not smutty, but it's quite.
Is it bad romance?
Fluffy.
Some of it's bad romance. Yes, he seems to think that there is something going on between Martin and Kriza.
Oh,
I mean,
Or-
I can.
Hi.
I
Or
see it. I look
he
at Martin
seems
and
to
Chris.
hope
I
that
see.
there is. Yes, he's writing quite.
who
Interesting.
else is
Who
paired
else?
together?
Yeah, I want to know.
Yeah.
He
Oh.
seems to have an original character in here under the name of Agnes. I do believe this is what they call a self-insert.
Aww.
And Agnes seems to be quite the. I wouldn't say he's romantically involved with anyone, but he seems to be perhaps like the apprentice of or a very close friend of Sildred,
Aw.
and Day as well. Uh,
Where am I in there?
Verilia, you're just, I mean, he's characterized you quite well, but you're doing things you've never done before in this. You're currently killing a necromancer.
What?
Yes,
That sounds so cool.
I
wouldn't-
probably would.
I wouldn't recommend reading it, though. It's, he closes the book. It's not worth it.
Well, now
So,
I have to.
What's
I
in there
have
about
to
you,
know.
Galeron?
Yeah, what's about you, buddy?
Oh, it's quite embarrassing. Don't worry about it.
Oh, it is.
Let me see the book.
Hey.
Galeron, let me see
Nah.
the book.
Galeron, I was just blackout drunk like 10 minutes ago. I just.
See, is he actually doing that?
The book bursts into.
See,
thousands of-
no, but Kobe.
Not
Kobe.
money.
I don't.
I'm a snatch it
Alright,
from him.
I guess. He's gonna, like,
I'm a
out of
snatch it
the
from him.
He's like basically putting the book between two hands and Eldritch blasting. But I guess you stop it and he goes, ah, damn it.
I'm gonna snatch it.
Oh.
All right, slide a hand. A
I
disadvantage.
don't, I'm not stealing it from him. I'm
No,
just snatching it.
I'm gonna put my hand out. I'm gonna put my hand out, and it's like I want to
Yeah.
read it. I just want to read it.
He
It's
tries again.
Ah!
All right, you grab the book out of his hand and he's like,
Woo!
Give me the book. Give me the book. Give me the book. Give me the book. Give me the
Come
book.
on, let's go. I go running upstairs.
Give me the book. No, give me the book. Give me the book.
I run after him.
Give me the book. Give me the book.
I give it to him. I give it to him. I give it to him.
You take it and you teleport like upstairs. You just
As I go
burned
running.
3 spell slots. You just
I
burned,
did!
Like, 3 spell slots.
I'm gonna run up after him and see if we can
Look
make
at
it.
worth it.
Worth it. I'm not gonna be casting a fireball in this town. Get out of here.
All right.
Oh.
All right. So you guys like head back upstairs.
I will read this book.
Counter spell.
All right.
Counter
Toxif,
spell.
you're reading the spell. You're reading the book.
Oh, not yet.
You're okay. You're just holding on to it for now.
I mean, it is a big book, right?
Yes, it's a very big
oh,
book.
yeah,
it's
I
like
will read this.
500 pages.
Wait, am I paired with anybody or no?
How long do you think it'll take me to burn through this book?
He didn't mention.
Okay.
How long
With
do
my
you
him, I
We
probably
need to
am.
learn all hit. We need to learn who.
Very small condensed text, and it's 500 pages. So a week, 5 days.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
With him being able to read in his sleep.
3 days.
Okay. Okay, we're gonna read. See, cause I only care because Galeron stopped
Tried
him.
to burn it.
Stopped there, then tried to burn it. That's the only reason I care.
All right.
I
Do you
wanna
want to
read it
peek
too
at it?
when
Do you
you're
want to like
done.
flick through to look for
Yeah.
Galeron?
Yes, I do.
You flick through to look at Galeron, and Galeron features in out of maybe like I want to say like it's not like a cohesive story. These are like one shots basically. Out of
Yeah.
like 50 one shots, only about 3 of them are smutty, and Galeron features in all 3 of
Oh man!
I'm just gonna look at him and just start laughing.
them. How many spell slots does Galeron have? Oh wait, that's a cantrip. Never mind.
That is a that is a cantrip.
But he's firing it at Toxif now?
Yeah,
He's firing it at the book.
See,
Then that would be at disadvantage. That's a specific thing.
Okay. The blast just kind of hits the wall, and he just goes. "Ugh."
Galeron.
Is anybody looking that he's now throwing spells
If
in
he-
the...
Yeah, the bartender's like, "Hey, cut that out."
Like,
Yeah, Galeron, stop it.
if you're so embarrassed, there has to be. This isn't true, is it?
But no, it's just weird.
Yeah.
Well, then why are you going through such
Toxic,
lengths to
Toxic,
get
let me
rid of
read
it?
it.
Look,
Toxic,
if-
let me read it.
if I destroyed everything that was weird, Xanric wouldn't exist.
As you read through it a little bit more, you realize chapter 27, one of the smutty ones, is like Galeron and Yaf, and
Oh,
then
yeah.
I have to
chapter
read
like
that.
32, which is the other smutty one, is like Galeron and Toxif.
I might skip that one.
Chapter 48, is the
I'll
last-
read it.
I'll
It's
burn
like-
those pages.
and chapter 28, which is the last one, is Galeron, Kriza, and Martin.
Oh.
Hey.
Whoa.
boy.
Whoa.
Oh.
Oh. I'm gonna have to publish this book
Toxic, let
myself.
me read it.
Hell yeah.
Toxic, let me read it.
Clean it
I
up.
think you realize now that everybody's gonna want to actually read this entire story now.
Look,
Yeah.
I'm gonna read it first, and
For
then
science.
yeah, for science, and then who knows?
Don't leave Toxif alone with that book.
Oh,
No, dude, I got the gems. What are you talking about?
All right. I think
I want to read it.
Damn.
I think for now we'll leave off on the smut because we're kind of low on people, and
I was just gonna buy stuff, then I got blackout drunk.
it was gonna be longer, but then Toxif did his thing. So
Yeah,
Oh yeah,
Yep.
I did mine too.
I
I'm
did my
proud.
thing of ruining your session.
I'm
it
proud.
was, I'm no lie, it was going to be an Orktown war.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
no, I know.
Oh
I saw
my
that. I saw
God.
I saw that one coming.
No.
It was going to end with mass bloodshed.
Yeah,
I
but
was not. No.
I did the sneaky thing and stole plans.
And I did the
we
magic
deciphered it.
thing and
Yeah,
ruined
this was like-
plans.
The next
Nah.
thing I do has to just be like, it depends on something none of you are good at. Like,
But we'll do it. I'm not good at resisting poison, but I've
ruin it
done it
somehow.
every single time.
that's why it's so hard to design stuff that was like is impossible for you guys to like subvert because you have 11 people in your party.
Because we have stupid luck.
Not even that. It's just we have so many people, and so there's so many
Different
branches of things that
things.
people are good
Yeah,
at.
exactly. You have like every branch of things covered except for like, and then even then, like you don't have a monk, but you have like fighters and shit that can cover up like what a monk can do.
Yeah.
We have two super sneaky people that get +10.
Gonna be
I'm
honest.
I'm
One
super
gets a
I have-
+22.
You don't have a monk
If
or
I
Or
I don't
what?
have-
you don't have a monk, a warlock, a mystic, or an artificer. I think you have everything else.
we don't have a cleric either.
Okay, you had one.
Had one.
Yeah.
Had past 10.
You ready for?
say had, and it sounds like it's dead. It's not dead.
Look. Listen.
Pallas rest his soul.
I mean, Fred right now is about as useful when I was blackout drunk. Like, yeah, maybe he's not dead, but he's also not around to help. So it's like,
I will say though that if I had gotten the chance before you guys did the sneaky thing, I probably would have immediately killed the dude. without thinking
You probably would
about
have
it.
gotten enthralled.
yeah, honestly, the only reason I made that out is because I can dodge like a motherfucker.
I was ready to just flat out kill him.
Oh, Kobe.
If I did more damage, he might have just.
Kobe,
flat out
you don't know
died.
how hard it was to decide between counterspell and dispel magic.
To just-
I forgot that you had counterspell, and I also didn't think you'd be able to make the save because it's a pretty.
What level was that spell?
The one that I was using was,
Isn't it like 6th level?
I think so.
It's like a DC
That's a
16.
DC 16.
I was hoping you just wouldn't make it.
Yeah, no, but I have a +7.
All right.
My spellcasting is 7. Oh God, if I wouldn't.
I mean, it's all good. I mean, it's
Yeah,
still.
no.
I mean, it. I mean, yeah, it's like it's one of those things that it's like, yeah, you know, you can't really plan for that. Shit happens, and us ruining things can suck, but it also adds in an interesting thing of now the story gets to go in a different way than you imagined.
Now Orktown doesn't lose half of its population.
Yeah, now Orktown's still around.
Right? Damn right.
So I mean,
And now Jed doesn't have to cry for the next week.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be able to play afterwards. I'd be sobbing so much. I'd just join, cry, and then leave.
You guys, all right. So something I don't know if I should mention it, but while we're here, just because I remembered it, about the island of Port, where Orktown is mostly populated by orcs. It is unique, or almost unique, as it is one of the only places in the world that is almost solely populated by a particular species or race. Fira and Sharo, or the Dragonborn Isles, are another, and the third and only other one besides those two is Port. Can you guess what race populates Port?
Humans?
whole bunch of halflings.
Wrong. Both of those are wrong.
Elves?
Something gross.
It is just tieflings.
Gross.
A bunch of tropical tieflings.
Gross.
Bunch of
Tropical-
tropical tieflings.
I
And-
personally.
One of your tieflings is from Port.
Yay!
Oh, is it Dave?
Tropical tieflings.
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah, Martin
Is
ain't no
it?
tropical tiefling. You see that boy?
Yeah.
No, he's
He's
scary.
never been to the Bahamas.
He
He's
needs
never
to.
relaxed in the Bahamas. Yeah, right.
Wait, I think bronze dragons live in the tropics. So if we ever go to the tropics, we might be able to catch up with my dragon
No.
ancestor Blair.
No.
I can out sneak. I might
Wait,
be
wait,
able
wait.
to out sneak.
It has a name.
What?
I mean,
What?
dragons have names, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I know. It. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I can tell you my dragon ancestor's name.
I thought you said it, and that really worried me. Because that means dragons are actually a thing.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, the dragon that Diddle the human way back when is still around.
Diddle the human.
Good thing they can polymorph themselves.
This
Why
episode's
they-
name is Diddle Dragon.
Diddle. Diddle dragon.
It's gonna be Diddle Dragon.
Guys, we saved
So-
another town.
If you were to meet the dragon, which is Aurelia's ancestor, that thing has a wisdom of.
Yeah, it's smart as hell and knows stuff.
It has a passive perception rather of 27.
Yeah,
I
no,
can beat that.
we've me and Demetrius calculated all this stuff last
I
night.
can beat that.
I could beat that.
I would run up to him and just hug him.
We also assumed that her dragon ancestor is still alive because dragons live for a hella long time.
Yeah.
I just run up to him and like give him a hug.
Is the fortune teller actually like left Orc Town entirely, by the way, or did she just like go somewhere to rest?
She's gone.
Damn it.
Are we gonna run into her in the next major city?
I wanted to go get magic. Oh,
You wanted to go get magic?
I almost said magic items.
You already got one.
You
Yeah.
guys Lyco about
Like
magic items.
I wanted to like go to like a magic store.
Oh, Jesus Christ. No, hiccups.
I'll talk to you guys later. I gotta go eat. I'm feeling hungry. I haven't
Okay.
eaten
No.
today.
Yeah, you go eat, my man.
Bye.
Oh, that was a